Welcome, everybody! How are you doing, y'all, tonight? This is the Semifinals Division A for GGLeagues Winter 2022. I'm here with Cosmic. They're having a little bit of tech issues, so don't worry about it. We'll have them back as soon as we can. But tonight we're having the big, gigantic Kennesaw against Legion Gaming. Kennesaw has been absolutely dominant in GGLeagues, 8-0, no losses until now. And Legion with 6 wins and 2 losses. We were up for a very good quality gameplay tonight. And we have strong players on each side. We can highlight Fresh from Legion Gaming, the one that was elected Player of the Week this last week on GGLeagues. Such amazing gameplays on that support. That play was playing Rel. It was incredible protecting their ADC. Who was Brzezinski? Yes, Brzezinski. Also a great player in a set of Legion Gaming. So far, I have not casted Kennesaw, but which is incredible because they won every single game. And I am so excited to see what they're going to bring to the table because I haven't seen their playstyle yet. But this is going to be so nice as we jump right into draft. Oh my, oh my. No picks or bends so far. But at least from the side of Legion Gaming, we know that Brzezinski plays a lot of Zeri, a lot of Jinx, oftenly banned champions, as we do see Zeri is going to be the first ban there. Kindred. Oh, so nice. So Kennesaw did that. Got the Zeri ban against Brzezinski, denying them the super hyper carry. Kindred is going to be a ban from Legion Gaming. And Volibear, as I think I recall, for Layla on the top lane, that most played champion with 62% victories in the solo queue. What else? Bring them in. Nice Nautilus. Also a ban focused on Fresh, Legion Gaming support. And now an interesting ban, Talon, alongside Viego. And the first pick for Kennesaw is going to be Xayah. Oh, and Brzezinski picks that Kai'Sa. It's going to be very exciting. I don't think we've seen much of Xayah from Brzezinski in this series. And it's confirmed Kayn for a Boyan, also a champion that has seen much play in the GGLeagues in the hands of this player. Super well played. Last pick. There's a second pick. Karma alongside the Xayah and a Hecarim jungle. Interesting. So Hecarim against this Kayn here. Excuse me, chat. I am not 5 years old. Do you have trouble hearing or something? Okay, last pick for the first round. We got Nami. Second round of bans, Kennesaw with Ornn, Legion Gaming, Malzahar, and Azir. There were at least 3 champions there. Focused for the middle lane of Kennesaw, 2 champions focused in banning the jungler. And on the side of Kennesaw, Ornn and Tom Cage. 2 very dangerous players in the hands of Layla in the top lane. Alright, we're going in for a last round of picks. So far, we got bot lane, jungle, and a top lane for Kennesaw. Interesting to see what's going to be the big pick for the middle lane, Vladimir. Very nice. Interesting to see. Especially since we haven't casted Kennesaw, at least in my presence these past weeks. So it's an interesting comp. Hecarim and Wukong going in with such CC, and for Vladimir to go and burst everybody in an AoE, it sounds promising. And for the last picks for Legion Gaming, Akshan and Shogath. So Akshan mid for Yabo, we're seeing that shine very much in the GGLeagues, and Shogath for Layla. I think we have very strong team fights in both sides here. Do you have so the AP portion of the damage on Legion Gaming going towards the Shogath, of course, dealing the true damage as well. And for Kennesaw, it's on Vladimir's hands. So far, they both have very consistent supports to help peel out these comms. Karma with the shields and movement speeds. Also, these lows for the engages. Nami with knockups, the heals, the slows as well. So very, very nice supporting capabilities on both teams, I think so. And well, this is a best of 5. This is the first game. And I think we're bound to see so far one of the best matchups so far, as we are in a semifinals and jumping right into this game. So far, interesting. They're looking to cheese here. Kennesaw looking to cheese. Probably there's Nami here on attendant in this jungle, as she is pretty much alone. So they're just deciding to go for a little bit of damage, asserting the presence on that side of the jungle, dropping the ward, and guaranteeing that vision. As they do the same on the side of Legion Gaming on the blue buff. Oh, my bad. On the red buff as well. So we do have vision on both buffs on Kennesaw's jungle, as Kennesaw just has vision of the blue buff so far. Bot lane on the side of Kennesaw looks to be interested in that early cheese, as they see the jungler is not going for the blue buff, and therefore the bottom lane is not going to go for the leash. They're going to cheese there. Get a lot of damage on this Kai'Sa so far. Just maintaining that presence, saying this lane is ours, you gotta be careful. Just regular farming and trading on each lane. Both supports trying to establish the vision on the bottom brush there. Oh, and unfortunately we have a problem with the scoreboard, which is not updating the CS so far. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. And everything happened while I was just checking the problem. And the first blood goes for Kennesaw States. Oh, and oh my, amazing. So the double kill for Zaya, this doesn't count as a double kill, but yes, the 2 first kills of the game. First blood and second kill for Zaya. Arrow. Yes. So interesting to see how that early presence they had on bottom lane did come to a good advantage for Kennesaw, there, guaranteeing them the first 2 bloods of the game. As in the top lane, Layla is deciding to push quite aggressively, of course, Shogath has that presence with AoE auto attacks there, but they are deciding to push and try to get the vision on that river, assert the location of the jungler from Kennesaw, which is actually on bottom lane, going straight onto that Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa's gonna go down so quickly. Nami has to pull back. At this point, 3 kills on the board. Oh, and a little bit of poking happening here as Han decides to also push to gain some vision around the area. That might have decided for a quick base, but they don't want to waste that TP just yet. So they just put that ward in a tri-bush. Kama, of course, maintaining that big aggressive pressure with those pokes, the ulted Qs, dealing so much damage. So far, Akshan does have the advantage on... Ooh, close bubble there. Akshan does have the advantage on top of this Vladimir, which is not level 6 yet, so no ulti for them, and Akshan can abuse that power. Well, actually, Aboyan is trying to go for the top lane, but Hecarim spots them, and they have to disengage any attempt of ganking that. Scares them away from trying to engage on top lane. But my oh my, the vision on the top river is all Legion Gaming. But Boncat, oh nice dodge on that bubble, is by themselves dealing so much damage on the Nami. And it's too much for them to heal off, so it's a big presence for them as the 1v1 is happening on the top lane. But the Vladimir is coming for this flank on bottom. Aboyan is close by. If they decide to gain some vision there, it might be a little too dangerous. But Isno is approaching as well and giving them cover while Karma is trying to get the bind on Kai'Sa. They end up deciding to go for Kayn, which has to spend that flash, but they decide to continue with the dive. Kai'Sa goes down so quickly. Nami as well ends up burning the flash. Isno is gonna fall to the turret, and everybody's solo health now. But Yabo's trying to go in to grant a little bit of damage. Pops the ignite, and the ulti. Vanquish does block all the damage from that ulti from Akshan. And Yabo ends up just dealing a lot of damage. Switching from one target to the other. So it's not quite enough for them to finish any of them. Woo! Top lane. It's with Layla playing, it's always a big 1v1 battle on top lane. Oh, and that might be they have the ulti. Oh, they're not gonna even waste the ulti. Oh, they didn't have it. So they just guaranteed themselves with the auto attack. Great job on top lane, Layla getting the kill, solo kill on Su Yung Ha. As Legion Gaming's trying to get the vision around the Drake, as they see Hecarim in the bot lane as well. So it's imperative that they stay close. Even though Aboyan is getting confident enough to go into the top half of the map. As they decide, Kennesaw didn't look like they were going for that Drake just yet. But Boncat is lurking around, trying to go for that engage on Yabo. And Kisno is there as wow. Nice disengage from Yabo. It's always a pleasure seeing a very good escape played by Akshan. It's always so seamless. As we see things proceeding, it looks like they might be even trying to go for nice bubble. They might even go for pressure on this Herald here, especially as Aboyan is on the top half of the map. At the same time as Kisno is there as well. But this bot lane decides to freeze, decides to leave their their support, dealing the poke, the damage. So Brzezinski doesn't have the opportunity to farm very well, as it's always harder to farm under the turret. Oh my, and the gank coming on top. Isno jumps in and ultis on Layla, and there's gonna be a guaranteed kill on the Shogath. But Kayn is lurking around on bottom lane. They might be able to get this ADC. Xayah has all their summoner spells and the ulti, so it might just be a matter of scaring them off, trying to secure the presence on the bottom lane, try and push for the Drake. Clear the area, clear the vision, which is very dominant from the side of Kennesaw, as Kisner is doing the Herald by themselves, so it's gotta be some pressure coming from Legion Gaming to try and counter that. So far, none of the teams decide to go for this Drake. Oh, Yabo is already dealing so much damage there on Vanquish. Oh, just noticed Vanquish did go for the early Magi's. Interesting, very confident pick, as they know they have 2 assists so far, no deaths. And Han is trying to go in for a clear here, dealing some damage on Layla as well. So far, very aggressive wave management from Kennesaw there, trying to push in. But Legion Game has decided to go straight on Vanquish, and that Magi's is gonna lose its value fairly quickly. As Kayn gets that kill on Vanquish. Very clean. And Aboya might be trying to rotate for top lane here. I'm just deciding to go for the jungle. Oh, but Hecarim Kisno is doing the Drake. And Brzezinski has just arrived alongside Fresh. Fresh ultis, tries to get him. Oh, that's not enough. They couldn't quite finish Kisno before they could smite that Drake. And they guarantee, Kennesaw guarantee the first Drake of the game. The Hextexel. And once more, we see more 1v1 action happening on top lane, as these two teams are really showing how big and how strong in gameplay quality they are. So, oh yes! Han going in with a big ulti on Layla. And actually falls behind. Oh, but a boy is coming in, trying to get that ulti off. Just out of range! Oh no, our Boyan might go down here, but it is executed. So it's from the bad situations, I think that was the least bad of them and least worst of them. And as we mentioned before, Erof, yes, that's an F, or is that an L? Anyway, Xayah and Buncat really decided to go in for the siege damage there, taking down the T1 on bot lane. As Yabo is going to rotate alongside Fresh to try and join Brzezinski and get the shutdown on his big 300 bounty. Xayah, that is so far ahead in CS compared to Brzezinski, has been left hungry for those minions. And the same advantage we actually have on the top lane for Cho'Gath against Wukong. So, at this point, 2,000 goal lead for the side of Kennesaw. Each of these lanes are trying to put up with that. And Han decides to go in because Kisno is around, tries to dodge a knockup. Ulti's great fresh from Layla, trying to dodge the engage and succeeds in that and survives that gank from the Hecarim. People are trying to pressure here on the middle lane. Legion Gaming trying to surround the area and grant vision to allow a great push there. We're talking about great pushes. Han pops the Herald on top lane. Is gonna get so many bladings there. Has to ulti away to escape as a Boyne was around and all the rest of the team was also following there. Oh, Brzezinski already dealing a lot of damage alongside Yaba with those pokes. Very long distance. It's hard to dodge. So many long-range abilities like those. Oh, and another engage on top lane. Kisno doesn't give up on Layla. Knows they don't have the flash, but Layla is absolutely unbothered. Fresh ultis on this bottom lane. And they die immediately. Very great engage from Fresh and Yabo in the middle lane. Guys, the confidence from Layla on top lane is absolutely dominant as they know a Boyne is going to try to roam around, and it's just a matter of pressing R and guaranteeing that kill on Su Young-ha. So far having a bad time on this top lane. So far behind in CS in 3 deaths already with just 1 assist on the board. Even though that is the case, the other lanes on both teams are having a fairly even situation. Both sides trying to farm up, not lose any of the experience, try to take down those early turrets, the tier 1s. As currently just the tier 1 on bot lane has gone down. Oh my, I think I need more water. Casting alone is a thing. Never falter. No. Armor deals a lot of damage. That's insane. But after that happens, if you get really hot CC knocked, you can be in very bad trouble. And Legion Gaming has that potential to hard CC that carries on Kennesaw. So... oh, right now we have a absolutely even gold scoreboard. And both teams decide to split. Legion Gaming going for the Herald. And Kennesaw going for the second Drake of the game. Guaranteeing that Infernal Soul. So far, great vision from both sides, as we can see, as one team decided to go top, the other team decided to go bottom. They have really good vision on both sides of the river. The jungle, actually, on the side of Kennesaw, they very deeply warded that bottom jungle of the red side. So they have more knowledge on where Boyne is, where the rest of the team can be. But potential engages, and talking about that, Fresh just missed that bubble, but a Boyne has so much damage already. And they're trying to engage again. A Boyne, you're trying to get that ulti. You're not going to get that. You're going to end up dying. And Zaya ends up flashing so close for Yabo to getting that kill. Oh, Fresh decides to go in with a big ult. He does miss 2 people. But gets the stun on Vanquish. Oh, it's not enough. Fresh is gonna go down. Gabo is gonna go down. Brzezinski is gonna go down. And that's a huge team fight for Kennesaw. It's the only pressure they have in the map right now from Legion Gaming is that, well, that big Herald, they just popped there. And the tier 2 on bottom lane, that is gonna eventually fall. Well, red team's turret has been destroyed. We gotta think about if that was that profitable of a fight. If things were so much better, and I think they were, because Kennesaw did manage to get 2 tier 1s, 3 kills in the middle lane. So much map pressure because of that. So it's good to see Legion Gaming capitalized on that tier 2 on bot lane. In that fight, I believe Kennesaw was definitely the team to be on the lead. In concern, in regards to gold, nothing much. Approximately 1.5k ahead for the side of Kennesaw. Layla's getting very beefy though. Very, very beefy. 3-1. That's the gauntlet there? Glacial gauntlet. And all the armor. Layla's gonna be very hard to kill. The only person that's gonna be dealing any damage is gonna be Vanquish. Well, of course, Buncat is also a very heavy champion as well with that AP damage. That's definitely gonna go down to Vanquish. And how much and how quick they can try to explode this Layla. From pick-off, so just engages straight on the Ares. No objectives on the map. Lots of thinking here on the river as they try to engage on Layla that has to flash away. And it's not gonna be much enough, but Kisno does ulti in and they take down Layla. Vanquish is gonna... Yes, they're gonna explode that big engage from the bot lane of Legion Gaming. So far, 2 for 1. No, never mind. It's a 3 for 1. Definitely not in favor of Legion Gaming there, as they're struggling to keep a good team fight on their favor. Oh my god, Erof! That was insane damage from that Q. Zaya gets the kill on Brzezinski and guarantees a possibly more than safe clearance of the area around Baron. That has just spawned. Yaba's trying to lurk in from the shadows. I don't think nobody is very one-shottable there. They're just gonna push in that lane. Guarantee the CS. As Han steals the Raptors on the red jungle. And everybody is respawning just in time. 10 seconds on that mountain Drake. The Drake of the game. Everybody's trying to position close to the pit. So far, the presence is for Legion Gaming. Kisno is roaming around. Fresh tries to go for a very premature ulti. Does not manage to help that team that much as Kisno guarantees the Drake. And so much damage is being dealt. Fresh is almost 0 health. Brzezinski goes down. Oh, but Akshan guarantees that Brzezinski is alive again with the resurrection. Buncat goes for the ulti with a shield to guarantee the safe escape for them. But Aboyan and all these team members from Legion Gaming are thirsty for the damage. But, oh my god, Buncat goes flash forward to try and kill Fresh. Shit! Era certifies that action goes down. The lethality Zaya is so powerful. But Buncat gets suddenly exploded as a boy joins in alongside their teammates on the middle lane to try and get the kill on Arof. And they do fall down. Layla tanking that turret to guarantee safe passage for their teammates. Han tries to go in for the back. Flashes to escape. Layla knocks them up and guarantees heal there for themselves and Aboyan. Oh my god. These two teams are so good and they just play in such a fast pace. You can't even keep track with everything happening. As Han is deep into Red Team's jungle. Aboyan has to ulti to try and get away from that. But the Red Team has got to try to get away because Blue Team has too much damage. Even Layla might go down there. Fresh tries to go for a bubble to disengage. Brzezinski with so much damage with a W. The knockup from the ulti from Fresh. And so much damage. Brzezinski guarantees the Q. The kill with the Q. on Kisno. It's just plays upon plays upon plays and invades and team fights. Where on the one side you have very good damage and engages and invades from the blue team, the red team has been able to counter effect those. So far, 4k, 3k and a half gold behind the blue team. But they're managing to keep it up. They're managing to try to maintain a suddenly even score there. Well, Kennesaw is getting more and more powerful. But powerful are definitely those W's from Brzezinski. Those knives are gonna hurt. But so far, Vladimir, 150 gold bounty. And the Wukong that was having a bad time in the top lane, 5, 4, and 9. So I think the 4 times they died in the top lane, they haven't died ever since, or maybe 3 times. Just one more death aside from the laning phase on top lane. And they are now getting big. As Vanquish clears the vision in the Baron pit. Fresh trying to keep up with that vision in that jungle, but Kennesaw has been boarding very deep. I don't know if these folks from Kai'Sa can be enough. I mean, maybe I am wrong, and the W's from Kai'Sa are gonna be quite enough. Oh my god! Everybody's getting very low health on the side of Kennesaw, but Layla is also getting very low health. A Boyan guarantees the kill on Karma. Second kill, double kill on Saya. Brzezinski flashes over the wall to get the kill there on Han. Akshan resurrection for 2 team members of Legion Gaming, and they're turning this back around. This might be a Baron. This might be a very quick Baron. Things coming from the Kennesaw side. Vanquish is all alone. I mean, it is a Vladimir. It's hard to try and do something when Yabo is dealing so much damage. The shield bow proc, the shield. And it's enough to certify they're alive to take down the first Baron buff of the game. As in 10 seconds, the 4th straight, the sole point for Kennesaw, gonna be contested by Legion Gaming, rushing straight from the base. Woo! Look at that big Layla. Oh my god, this Shogath is gigantic.
Never falter.
Let's see if Hecarim is gonna try. I think they might just zone, because oh, that was actually really close from Karma trying to steal that. I had a feeling Kennesaw was just gonna give that uncontested for Legion Gaming, as that is just their first break of the game and not that much of a problem in their eyes. Just gonna stall a little bit for that soul point, but it's not that dangerous right now. Whereas if they do die in a big team fight, that could be too dangerous for the blue team. Arof trying to clear this lane very quickly. 3 completed items for the lethality Zaya. That is linked so much damage already.
Never falter.
For this Kai'Sa as well, we gotta highlight Brzezinski. 500 gold bounty right now. Still behind in CS, but not enough to stop them from being, of course, on 3 completed items and just a devastating power on that W. I've just been waiting to see those W's being sniped. Kisno pops that ghost, goes straight for the red team, tries to disengage. Hun gets a big ulti on 3 people. Zaya gets the first kill on Nami. Hecarim on Kai'Sa. Boyan is still alive, but I don't think that's gonna be enough for them. Yabo tries to get the resurrect on people, but it's not gonna be enough. And it is a almost full team wipe for Kennesaw. Layla's still pushing on bot lane. Doesn't have a TP, so this might be the tier 2 of mid lane going down for Kennesaw. That's a big fight. Very well played by Kizno, engaging there, knowing the team members of Legion Gaming were separated in the map, and there wasn't much they could do against that. Big engage from a Hecarim, the follow-up from Wukong ulti. So it's just that kind of team fight Kennesaw wants. Especially not having the threat of Layla as the big front line for the red team. So very well played there. Good follow-up from the entire team of Kennesaw. Just clearing some vision, trying to get some wards in the blue team's jungle. A Boyan going in on Buncat. And it's a TP as well, coming from Layla. Follow-up from Fresh. But the slow is very much enough from Karma's Q to guarantee they're not going to be engaged. But Vanquish is there hiding in the bush, dealing very much damage to a Boyan. Who disengages that fight there. Possible fight. Layla keeps on pushing this bot lane. Trying to get that presence into the blue team's base. Even though Layla is very big, Zai is dealing so much damage. Not even a big chunky Shogas can deal with. So it's imperative for Legion Gaming to not be caught out here, as they are in the middle of the blue team's jungle. Vanquish goes in, has a lot of damage going on his head. Kai'Sa goes with the ulti, gets the kill on Hecarim. A Boyan certifies a kill on Karma. Amazing play by Aerof, but it's not enough, as Yabo gets the resurrect in the kill there. As the team fight goes for Legion Gaming. Very well played. Layla goes quickly back to base as her teammates push the bottom lane. 35 seconds for the Drake. Layla pushing in the middle lane, trying to guarantee the tier 2 there. 3 members taking down the inhibitor on bot lane. And there it is. Right now, Legion Gaming is dominating this lower jungle on the side of Kennesaw. But the Drake is spawning. 3 seconds, 2, 1. It is up to Mountain Drake, and Legion Gaming is going to deal too much damage here and kill this too quickly for Kennesaw to even think about contesting, so they don't even bother. They're rotating straight for Baron and is spawning in 10 seconds now. As Yabo is sneaky in this top jungle, followed by a Boyan. Vanquish clearing the pine cone there, the blast cone, and trying to clear all the vision from the side of Legion Gaming in their own jungle, as everybody's rotating for this Baron pick. Wukong is bot lane, but they have ulti and TP to go in straight into any fight that's gonna happen. LG engaging in this Baron. The advantage might be on their side because they're melting this so quickly. I don't know if Hecarim can get that fast, and it is guaranteed. The red, the the Baron buff for the Legion Gaming, and they're gonna be dealing so much damage. Brzezinski, amazing positioning there. Kill on Wukong. And so much damage on Sai as well. Double kill. Flash across the wall from Yabo. Hunting down Buncat. And Brzezinski is just collapsing with so much W damage on them. A Boyan trying to flank as well. It's gonna be a certified kill. A confirmed kill. There's no way for Buncat to escape. And it is a ace for Legion Gaming, and this might as well with Baron buff be the first win of the series. Layla tanking the 2 Nexus turrets. This is gonna be uncontestably the big first fight for Legion Gaming. Congratulations. First win of the best of 5 semi-finals of the GGLeagues Elite. Oh my, such a very, very high quality gameplay these teams have offered. Amazing potential from each side. Counter ganks, amazing team fights, engages, heals. But that last fight, Kennesaw didn't foresee how much damage Legion was going to be doing to that Baron. And gotta highlight Brzezinski on that fight, positioning so well, running away from those abilities, repositioning with the ulti, dealing so much damage with the Ws and the Qs. So that Kai'Sa, for me, Brzezinski was definitely a highlight in the side of Legion Gaming. The winner of a first game of the best of 5 tonight. But this is just the beginning, so please stay tuned because we got at least 2 more games coming in. This is going to be a sweep, or if this is going to be a very, very contested series with a 8-1 undefeated team, as was Kennesaw until this first defeat against Legion Gaming, or this is going to be a 5-game series. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back. everyone, welcome back to the second game of the semifinals. GGLeagues, Kennesaw versus Legion Gaming. First win, we saw a big game from Legion Gaming here as they get their first the first win against Kennesaw so far. It's this one. Kennesaw was absolutely undefeated so far. 8 wins, 0 losses. So this is huge for Legion Gaming and such a great start and motivation for them to keep up on this best of 5. I am now actually back again with my egg friend, Cosmic. Welcome in. How you doing tonight?
Oh, it's been a rough night with some rough weather and even a rougher Wi-Fi. So I'm glad to be back in this exciting call. It's a shame I was not able to be here for that exciting first match with and Kennesaw, but it's great that we're back in action. It looks like first bans are coming out already here. Kindred Volibear is what's standing on the board. Looks like it's consistent from last time standing otherwise. But I mean, it's more or less expected from what we saw last match from Legion Gaming. They have had some, especially from what we saw there in quarterfinals, had some rough matchups there to begin with, and then eventually were able to bounce their way back into the threshold, pushing themselves straight into finals. So it's very exciting to see what they're going to be bringing up this match as well, now that Kennesaw has a little bit of trouble left on their plate. More bans coming through as well. Talon and Zaya are also banned out of the mix there. Zaya is always great. Crit damage as well. And Talon, extremely strong damage-wise, along with Viego from Legion Gaming, getting removed from this match as well. And Kaisa, we saw that last game as well. Pretty solid pick overall, and that's just going to get removed off the board. No extra crit damage in that lane for them. As we're diving straight into first picks here, Kane is what Legion Gaming decides to pick up.
Yeah, and Legion Gaming knows that Aboyan does such a great job on that champion. They did amazingly in this last game, so very solid pick. Kennesaw goes for the Caitlyn on bot lane as they banned their own last pick for ADC Zaya and the enemy's ADC Kaisa from last game. Interesting Lux.
Ooh.
Most likely a Lux support in this case, but so far those bans do coincide. At least on the side of Legion Gaming, they decide to ban mid lane and jungler. But now Kennesaw is respecting the big potential that Brzezinski shows in the side of Legion Gaming.
Yeah, we have Tom Kench coming back, was banned last time. Very interesting seeing the Kench wreck around the shop here, as Akshan's going to be taking over the mid lane as well. I am very interested in that Lux support. While its mainstay is namely there for damage and to basically be a second mage source as well. And it looks like Lux support will be what we are getting, as we have the Azir hover here from Kennesaw State. Very interesting pick nonetheless. Very solid, very heavy control mage there. They definitely allow for some solid pushes and a lot of close call fights happening within some lane pushes, namely in the mid lane. Jinx will be our second round ban from Kennesaw as well as Poppy also getting taken out of the fold as well. No more front pushing power. Looks like they're more or less from Legion Gaming trying to barrel Kennesaw here into heavier damage comps because they know they'll have the frontal power if they can run it. Meanwhile, Jinx and Zeri have been removed from the board. 2 really good ADCs so far as we're standing on patches here. And Yasuo also getting taken out here from the States team. Very interesting to see that one taken away. But it looks like quick switch to hover of Darius, who, as many low tier players, much like myself, know that Darius, regardless of how good he is in the meta, he's very scary when a good player knows how to use him. Diana will get hovered here for the jungle. Still a very good jungler overall. Has seen some nerfs and changes here and there to their jungle clear, but Diana's still one of the top overall as far as damage goes. And it looks like a Draven hover from Legion Gaming. Very
oh my,
exciting to see
Brzezinski, what's this? Oh, never mind, Aphelios. Never mind. Oh my god, it's very interesting. Oh, Ezreal? Question mark. Hey, and it is confirmed. ABC pick Ezreal for Brzezinski, and it's interesting. Oh, alongside Blitzcrank, that's a very old age League of Legends. Okay, Thresh. It's a little more modern. Still hook based, so I think we're on the same line. But interesting to see how Kennesaw decided to go for such a AP heavy team comp with Lux, Azir, and Diana so far. See what they're gonna pick for top lane. Nah.
Ooh.
Okay, good. Very nice.
Interesting.
Engage the combo with the jungler and the mid lane. Of course, the butt. Okay. HR. They just don't like me analyzing. That's the thing. Graves.
Yeah,
What?
they're listening in every single second, hovering it around
They
there.
are. They are. And when I say something, they go like, haha, fooled you. Oh, wow. They did pick Graves. Wait, is this a... Wait. Is this Iana mid? Is it upgrade?
Very interesting lineup
Yeah.
here. It looks like we will have Graves top here. Very damage heavy comp from Kennesaw. And my only concern is that some of it matches here and there, but a lot of it doesn't as well. We don't have a very chase heavy comp, a lot of long range from the bot lane there, while Azir can keep up with our very pressure heavy top lane and jungle combo there from Diana and Graves, but nothing really matches solidly. It's just a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Legion Gaming has just solid comp overall, a pretty strong AD heavy comp as well, but they have a very powerful front line of Tahm Kench and Thresh to back them up, as well as a lot of pick potential as well with Ezreal, Akshan, and Kayn. I mean, personally, knowing Legion Gaming, and of course what happened last match as well, I'm going to give the edge over to Legion Gaming just for having a really solid, just a solid working well team comp there. Kennesaw, though, can pull out a very surprising pick here, especially with all that damage they are bringing to the table. So I'm very interested to see what they're bringing out here, Soph.
Yeah, it's true. I definitely agree. Because Legion Gaming, looking at these comps, do get a little bit of a lead in my books. This game just started. But I definitely agree. The big, well-balanced team comp the Legion Gaming has does speak out to me. The side of Kennesaw has the potential to bring so many big plays, but they feel a little disjointed in that draft they chose. But they were undefeated until just now in this last game, so they definitely do have a big master plan on their minds. It's not gonna be random.
They might have something we don't know about here, so I'm very interested to see where they're going to be bringing to the table. Classic 5-man start, not too much aggression anywhere, but no early ward drops. I mean, we do have a Kayn, so, you know, no help for clearing there, but Diana is also looking to start chickens here, but it's going to be pinging red to dive up there. So very interesting start from a lot of our players. So it looks like top lane, both junglers actually moved top lane for clearing buffs. Looks like they're both a bit reasonably, or at least Kayn is a bit reasonably afraid of what that Diana has in store, what's pressing forward. Meanwhile, in the mid lane here with Yabo, up again Vanquish there, it's going to be a very back and forth match here. A lot of different range and whatnot. Yabo's trying their best to get some pokes out. Is not going to be finding. I think we're going to see a lot of that continuing in the mid lane. Top lane, good to see Lila once again on a tank, especially one that they are very comfortable with as well. But Suyong Han has a lot of power potential with that Graves. They do a lot of damage, especially early on, as they're looking for right now. A lot of pushback. Looks like they'll be safe for now. I mean, it's a very interesting matchup across the board, but I still think team fights are in LG's back pocket here.
Yeah, on the bot lane, on the top lane, we have very pressuring, long-range poke-based team comps matchup. So these two, like, Han is just going for that damage on Layla. Layla is actually keeping up with that much because Tahm Kench can trade back that damage as well. But on bottom lane in particular, we see big folks from far away coming from ADC, coming from the support, as it is basically the playstyle they decided to go for, even middle lane, with Azir poking and zoning around. The nice dodge A-Rob there.
Yeah, a bit of a wide hook there from Thresh. Looks like a little bit of rust to shake off there. Not seeing Thresh for at least a little bit there, but it's very nice to see top lane. While the duels have been going pretty even, look at that farm difference so early on right now. 19-7 in the favor of Suyong. It's a very a bit unsurprising, honestly, to see overall. I think we're going to see a lot of it. Meanwhile, mid lane, a lot of good farm keep up there from Yabo, who should be having a pretty rough time, as we've been seeing a lot in these duels. But we do have some eyes poking here for Aboyan and Kennesaw. A lot of damage backing up. Aboyan's just going to show what's what, back off, and it looks like mid lane will be safe from any power plays yet, as we do have Diana moving slowly towards the bot lane here. We might see an engage.
Yeah, because Legion Gaming is very advanced there. And Diana might have a big gap to try and close in on them.
Ooh,
as Aboyan is trying to do the same on top lane.
Yeah, a lot of pressure going into Brinsky's caught off guard, is able to take the lantern out of there. Meanwhile, no lantern waiting for So Young Hung. Has to burn the flash as well. Knock up a land for Lila. A lot of solid damage. No full combos just yet. A lot of extra damage coming through. First blood is looking imminent right now. Aboyan burns the flash to pick it up. Nearly dies to tower shot. But first blood will go over to Legion Gaming.
And that is a great initiative, a great moment to push these people motivations up to the edge and keep all that great, oh, so close, that max range there. Almost got Buncat. As I was saying, it's good to see Legion Gaming keeping up that very aggressive pace and the confidence they had on the last game. So they got a win. It's nice to see that they're doing a great job once again. And now Brzezinski is starting to do the same type of pokey damage that this bot lane was doing to them just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, it's a nice little chunk of back and forth there. A little bit of pressure slowly backing as well. Meanwhile, topside's feeling a bit more chunky. We have some item grabs after that earlier kill. Bramble Vest picked up for Lila's, feeling pretty solid. Meanwhile, Brzezinski feeling a bit rough around the edges. Did not have to burn any sums earlier, but it's quite low. No ultis in the mist, though you have a lot of long ranges that you're going to be waiting around the corner, backing off. Fresh was not looking for anything tricky, is going to take that overall. Meanwhile, it's very interesting to see what a lot of pressure we have here. Farm is only 10 difference as far as top lane's going, as Layla's finally feeling a bit more confident to pressure up there, especially with that Bramble Vest in tow. Meanwhile, mid lane, despite having a lot of poor trades here from Yabo, is feeling very solid to go ahead and pressure into that lane. Has full boots already, so is going to be able to get there a lot faster and a lot more pressurable straight onto that mid lane.
And it seems like both junglers are trying to clean around the vision in the Drake pit as Diana disengages, but Aboyan goes straight for that pit. Just, yeah, they were close to trying to go for that. Oh, but that's gonna be a big engagement.
Oh, solid hook land coming out here from Fresh. Aerof has no place left to go. It's such an amazing Thresh play there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a lot of pressure on a Yabo trying to go for something on the side there. Ulti will get dropped as Kenso has a lot of extra pressure. Looks like the extra soldiers popping in the corner. The flash will be enough. Kinsel's able to pick up a blood in mid lane, but unfortunately that pressure will get traded over in the bot lane from LG. 2-1 on the board, 1-1 across the map. And it looks like Dragon pressure will go straight over to LG. But they're being seen right now, so we might see some cross-field engages or a lot of farm taking as far as Iwanaw State goes here.
Yeah, so far, Kennesaw doesn't have much to do there. It's going to be confirmed Drake for LG as they go straight on that mid lane, thirsty for the bird meat.
Oh, it's a bit rough. It is seeing a lot of power coming from Aboyan. We've seen it before, especially from these LG games that we have casted earlier before. Especially loving those assassins on that Kayn. Feels really solid on those and has that power potential from before. So it's going to be stacking on top of the board, but still sitting even in farm. Kenso has been able to play around the board right now and has been able to find a lot. Meanwhile, Brzezinski in the bot lane, left alone to devices, taking a bit of damage, but dealing some back as well. This lone Ezreal can honestly hold well on their own, has the range to keep poking back, but we do have some extra roaming coming from Yabo. We might see some action here. Will be found by Aerof, but will the damage be enough? It's going to be found in the trap, is able to stay around. Brzezinski forced to flash out of that conflict, taking quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, Yabo still feeling pretty aggressive here. Aerof is going to be taking an ignite, and it's going to be enough as Fresh is able to find that blood. Meanwhile, topside, a lot of extra damage from Kennesaw, able to drop the ulti on top of Lila, able to pick up that kill as well. Meanwhile, Bunket is going to be running away under tower. 3 members pressuring too much. Once again, 1-1 trade across the map right now. A lot of extra power in that bot lane's back pocket.
It's true. And we see how it's so solid from both teams that that's exactly what they did in the last match, where you would see something happening on one side and they what a dodge! Brzezinski, yes! That's the blink. Gotta be careful because that Lux is probably close to getting ulti, and if you stay around there, you might get sniped. That's not what you want to see. As Kennesaw guarantees the Herald in the 9 minutes into the game, so they guarantee the Herald. And as I was saying, the overall pace of the match is very much alike to the last game, where you have so much pressure all around the map, and you can see both teams capitalizing on one side. So it's 1-1 or 2-2. So if one team gets one thing on one side of the map, the other gets on the other. So it's very nice and rotation heavy.
Dive coming in from Vanquish there. Good ulti. Yabo's left on the run, has nowhere left to really to go, is not going to be burning much in the way of sums. Will perish there at the hands of Vanquish. Bit rough to see there, and now there's a lot of pressure. You have Aerof in the mid lane as well as Buncat. Looks gonna go a bit wide there, so unfortunately no rift drop in the mid lane. Perfect timing, especially with so many members up there to counter it back. Instead, bot lane is gonna take full opportunity to pick up some extra farm in that mid lane as well. It's very interesting to see what Kennesaw has in their back pockets here. It's very interesting what plans they're trying to devise. It's a lot of good rotations and a lot of pressure coming out from both teams. Junglers here are both stacking on top of the board as far as kills and power potential go. Both already have their own mythics as well. We have Prowler's Claw for Kane, and we have the Rocket Belt for Diana. So a lot of extra dive in, a lot of extra movement, and some damage to boot as well. So I'm very interested to see, because it seems like these junglers right now are making those solid plays, going for the objective power. As Aboyan's actually proving my point right now, dropping the smite as well, going straight after So Young Han, is going to drop the ulti. That should just be barely enough. Aboyan does not have the damage to take it, but Yabo is just around the corner to pick up that fresh blood as well. Going to be backing on a ward right now, quite low. Inso knows where they are. It's not going to end up well. Hook is going to land. Dive-in is going to miss, but it will be enough. The shutdown will come out there, and a solid gold pick up there. Meanwhile, bot side, Brzezinski doing so much damage. Top side, Kennesaw is in a bit of trouble right now, dealing with a pretty tanky Lila as well. Doing very strong, is going to be backing up, not wanting to take too much damage, doesn't want to have to burn the shield. But I mean, put Kennesaw on the ropes there. It's a very cross-map trade, but still that gold lead sits very cautiously in the pockets of Kennesaw State there. Just about, I would say, 6k gold, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Numbers on the board, of course. Meanwhile, Yabo's kind of hunting around in the jungle, looking for some extra pickups and hoping Kennesaw still stays low. Meanwhile, bot side, a lot of extra damage from Brzezinski there and chunking it to half health. One ulti may be enough, as Kennesaw is still hovering around top side, trying to get pressure to their other members across the board and trying to keep them ahead. Drake will be coming up in just a couple seconds here, and it looks like it's going to be in the back pockets of LG.
Definitely is going to be the second Drake because of this great positioning from LG. And the decision from Kennesaw of going top lane and popping that Herald there, taking down the tier 1 and possibly another hit on the tier 2.
Dive-in's coming right now. Lila's able to take down the Rift, but doesn't have much health left to buy. Yabo is meanwhile in the backside, doing a good chunk of damage, allowing Layla to escape with their life. Is able to get out of there. Meanwhile, extra pings and searching right now from Kennesaw. A lot of damage. Lila might be in trouble here. Ulti's gonna do a good chunk of damage as Yabo's trying to pick up something here. Burn the shield too quickly. Lila's going to fall as Yabo might continue. Has the movement speed to get out of that one. Vanquish coming around the corner. Ulti will get dropped. but it is not enough. This sneaky mid laner is going to get away by the skin of their teeth. Is that second tier 2 tower with only 13 minutes is looking pressured. Aboyan 1 versus 3, looking for something extra. Good ulti placement from Vanquish, forcing them away. Sonny Hung is trying for something that Aboyan is going to dive into the wall to stay safe. Bit of a risky play, but a really good comeback from Vanquish to stay alive. Aboyan's not done yet. Looking around the pressure, does not have really the health for it or the mana pool to go for it. Is going to back off. That's the end of that. LG is looking for anything to try to pick up some momentum here, trying to bring back their lead because they have the Drake lead right now. They have enough pressuring for this Mountain Soul, but they don't have much else. No towers taken, no extra pressure, and Aboyan doesn't have much of a life left as air off, and Bumcat is able to pick up that one real quick. And I mean, Kennesaw is working well with this damage-heavy comp so far.
It's true. It's true. Well, as you pointed out, LG is trying to make some plays in a couple of places. They're trying to create other possibilities. I think that was a little bit hasty from a boy in there, going so deep and without vision, without knowing if Kennesaw had vision in that jungle. It was a very fatal death. Unavoidable, unfortunately. But they, at the same time, both teams made the decision on how they would try to play these past 5 minutes, I would say. LG decided to keep Ezreal alone, Brzezinski in the bot side, guaranteeing that farm, guaranteeing those stacks on the Muramana. Nice dodge from Boy, and then much damage on Bunket. Oh my lord!
The stopwatch will keep him alive for only a second longer. Aboyan's not able to drop the ulti to stay alive. Trade for kill. Aboyan's hungry for blood, and the other members of LG are looking for Vanquish right now. Does not have much of a way to dodge back. Good time hook from Fresh there would spell doom if Flash wasn't available. Kinso's gonna dive in the middle though with some solid ulti damage here. And Erzal is going to be on the backside, picking up some extra numbers. Brzezinski trying to get the funky moves out on members is not able to stay alive. And what started as a pretty good dive coming out there from the members of LG. Extended fight, 1 for 4. Not looking too much in the way of Legion right now.
It's true. We saw Legion gaming, and I think that might be, I don't know, maybe a mistake from that pod in this case. They seem a little reckless. They're trying to push in for every opportunity like that. I mean, I don't blame a Boyan going on a absolutely alone Caitlyn. That is absolutely fine. They burned both their summoners. That is okay. But sometimes I feel like Boyan might be taking a little bit too hasty, too reckless decisions in those engages. They think they might have all the damage to one-shot the squishy players on Kennesaw's side, but they are every time just a little far off, and that is very unfortunate for them. And what we gotta say is that I think LG at this point has to be very cautious about those very crazy engages they want to do on Kennesaw, especially that game with all the mobility and exploding potential. They gotta be cautious because that has proven to be maybe too risky in this last big team fight, because it ended up on the side of Kennesaw. They fell gradually while the fight continued. As you said, it was a little bit too prolonged, so they have to be more careful. They have to be playing a little far behind, because Kennesaw has got big shutdowns on the other side, big bounties. An Azir with Dark Seal stacking, the Zonias, a broken stopwatch, then Lux might probably get the Zonias next as well, so it's very hard to try and finalize those champions.
Yeah, Drake will be up right now, so we might see a full-on team fight. This will kind of prove where LG is standing right now. They've been getting slowly taken out by picks, but some extra shots coming out here from Brzezinski on the sides doing a lot. Vanquish gonna pull Lila out of the fight, bringing away the team fight. Multiple members diving headfirst in there as well. A lot of stopwatches are being dropped as Vanquish is going to vanquish Lila from the match. Quick trade-off there from Aboyan, able to take another Uncat's gonna drop an ulti to take out Yabo. Meanwhile, Amboyan's left alone, very low health away from the other members of the team. Meanwhile, the bot lane from Legion Gaming is going to start picking up some of the other members. Aboyan leading a chase from So Young is going to be playing off pretty well there. Is going to be going for some flashes and we'll get the blood, but at what cost? A lot of force back as Brzezinski has so much extra damage to spare right now. Kennesaw is going to go wide as the hook's not going to land, but the flay will be enough damage there to keep Fresh alive. But here comes So Young from the backside, picking up another kill. It's Brzezinski 2v1. You got a teleport coming in. You have a lot of clock to run down here, and it will not be enough. Looks like trade-off for Layla is going to be feeling pretty rough. Is pretty tanky right now, but can you take on a 2v1 and a Drake as well, who's focusing you down as we speak? Does not look like it. Multiple members falling through. So Young looking for a triple kill as well. Ulti coming in from the side will take out the shield, but Layla is just feeling so beefy, is able to stay alive for just long enough. Yabo, they get the smash, but there's saying everyone is here right now. Is diving back in, but will soon not have much of a life to stand on, giving more blood to air off. And overall, Kennesaw State, while there were some trade-offs here and there, firmly come in the lead, picking up so many members as it just feeds in one by one by one. They're not going to take the Drake. They're going to push out their lanes as they still have pressure. We are still looking at another possible fight here. You have lots of members from Abiyan dropping in the ulti on Vanquish, who drops the ulti a little bit too early, may not find much. Abiyan's able to get out of the conflict and stay away. Meanwhile, So Young is in the backside looking for that jungler's head. It might just find it there. Going godlike as well. Meanwhile, Buncat's going to take out Fresh. A bit of support on support action there with the help of some other team members. Not enough to force back the Drake. Brzezinski looking for some sort of poke here, trying to take out air off. Will be aiming it right, but won't be landing the shots. Overall, big wins from Kennesaw State and a pretty big loss from LG there. 7k gold in difference and a lot of action across the map.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold deficit. And as I said before, I don't think. Oh my! Oh, there it is! Oh, the flash blink and Q after the ulti. Amazing job, Brzezinski. Has been a very important player in all these plays, trying to keep up the presence of Legion Gaming in this last fight. But Kennesaw had the potential and the opportunity to regroup in as fast as they could, and that prolonged fight turned into a Drake for Kennesaw. Big kills and shutdowns for them as well. So at this point, it's getting harder for LG to try and balance out these team fights. They do have all this broken damage. Oh, if they had ulti again, Brzezinski, that would be amazing.
Ooh, heavy diving coming in right now. A lot of pressure as well. Kennesaw able to drop that stopwatch to stay alive, and instead will look for Albion's head. He's able to get out there, but not for very long. Trade-offs from Aerof is going to be thinking that one pretty well as well. A lot of pressure standing there as the members are going to back off. Ulti be dropped from Aerof, trying to pick off somebody. Won't find it though. So it looks like things will just clean up real quick. So Young looking for a bit of pressure. An objective bounty will get claimed in the bot side from Layla. A little bit of extra gold to try to round that one out. But 6k gold deficit not feeling good. Great ulti though from Vanquish, pulling Fresh away from the rest of the team. Getting Kennesaw some extra blood here. He's actually able to just barely try to escape there, but won't find it overall. 21-10 on the board and kills. It's looking pretty strong in the favor of Kennesaw State. And I mean, it's very interesting to see what LG can try to pull out of this one. Namely, if you fight as a team, you have some good team fight pressure there, but the damage profile is so strong. Double kill for So Young in that bit of a jungle scuffle there. Yabo's going to try to dodge out, but Buncat is able to just place an ulti just right. Pick off the mid laner there. Baron is all theirs.
That is going to be Baron buff for Kennesaw. Now, fortunately, I don't think the aggressive type of play is going to pay out. Hasn't. I don't think if they keep on doing it, especially with the one-shot attempts that have come from the jungler. It has been too aggressive for a lacking amount of damage that LG has now, because I think they're playing as if they have the amount of damage and items as Kennesaw does, but they don't just yet. So that's really putting them in a tight spot where Kennesaw can just outlive the very big bursty engages the LG is trying to get. And once they live, they still have Zonias, they have the engages, and poor Layla is alone in the middle of that.
But Abayan, what are you doing? I know you're trying to save Layla there, but diving head first into 4 members? No, don't do that. I know it's desperate measures, but it's a bit rough trying to save a Tahm Kench who can get out just fine by themselves. A lot of pressure in this mid lane, though. We might see some extra pickup kills overall, but LG's on the run, and it's looking like it's might be going for next here for LG to try to bring this one back.
And it's already looking hard for them. At this point, Brzezinski is the big poking possibility, big damage they can get onto Kennesaw. The engages aren't quite landing, the one-shots aren't quite landing. So unfortunately, the presence from Kennesaw, especially with those big pushes, just the inner turrets now on mid and bottom lane is too much of that base exposed, as another Mountain Drake is just about to spawn. They do have the dragon lead, but look at all those traps from Caitlyn. Aerof zoning all the area, the vision, guaranteeing that they're gonna get this without interruption is escalating more and more. Now on almost 10k gold ahead for Kennesaw. So I don't see much of a good future, at least in the near future. What are you thinking, Cosmic? What's that way out?
I mean, at this point in time, with how much pressure, Baron knocking on your door, and now they're breaking straight into the base, it doesn't look good for the side of Legion, and Kennesaw knows as well. Picking up Thresh, there was some solid ulti damage as well. Meanwhile, Yabo is going to get saved there quickly by Layla. Meanwhile, your jungler, your strongest members, off on the other side of the map, trying to pick up some extra blood while the team just storms into the base. They have the mid lane down. They're looking for some more, but they're feeling a bit skittish right now. They're not really fully set up for dealing with this. Meanwhile, Layla going head first into the middle of the team. Not exactly the most ideal position for you as well. Will fall flat there as well on an attempt. Meanwhile, ulti almost taking out Yabo's life there, as the base will now be forced right now. Abayan trying on some last minute fancy feet, trying to do some solid damage to multiple members. Will fall flat, but do a good chunk of damage as well. Brzezinski's going to start picking up some other. One tower is down and a double kill sitting for So Young. They're feeling pretty confident with one tower gone. They're going to dash over the wall, back up, regroup, and try once again into the base. But things aren't looking good for LG, and honestly, at this point, it's looking like a miracle to try to bring this round back.
It really does. It really does. Unfortunately, it's too much exposure on that base. The inhibitor down, the one Nexus turret. They don't have that much clear potential as well. Do they? No, they don't really. So it's, as I said, it's getting harder and harder. And by the pace of this, I don't know. Unfortunately, I feel LG has kind of given up in this game already. I think after 3 or 4 failed attempts of going head first and full on engage on Kennesaw and that not working, that might have freaked them out a little bit, destabilized their mental. It's understandable. It's a big and very important moment for them. It's the semifinals. But 11 kills to 29, more than 10k gold advantage. I don't see much way out for them.
Ooh, not much of a way up for Abayan. Gonna drop the ulti to try to stay alive, but Vanquish will pick them up quickly. Yabo dropping an ulti along with Brzezinski to try to take out Vanquish. They will find it, but Brzezinski head first to try to pick up a little bit of extra blood. Not a very good trade when it's a 2-for-1 on that side of the map. Meanwhile, bot lane here, a lot of pressure from So Young. and Layla will be going back and forth as the members will now start storming the base. Kennesaw is able to do a lot of damage to the Fresh, who unfortunately cannot get the hook off in time. And this is looking like the beginning of the end here. They're starting to pressure more on these extra objectives. They may not be able to take the base here. Maybe some crazy plays will happen here. Good ulti forcing back some of the members. Layla is looking headfirst into this match, trying to do something, anything. Will not get the lantern in time, and unfortunately will not have a life bar in enough time as well. Fresh taking a ton of damage there. Buncat picking up a double kill as well from the trade damage from So Young. Diablo's gonna dive head first. The tower doesn't much left the leg to stand on. Aboyan doesn't have much of a life bar to stand on, and it looks like round 2 here will go to Kennesaw. We're at a 1-1 here.
1-1, and a beautifully well played game by Kennesaw with a comp that we didn't give much for. We both did end up going for a lead towards Legion Gaming's comp. It looked more stable, it looked more solid. But as we said, they could have a master plan in their hands, and it was that they were super aggressive and they knew exactly where and when to throw in those big fights to capitalize on big objectives and get certain deaths every time. And for that team comp in particular, and that playstyle they had, it worked perfectly. Unfortunately, for the side of Legion Gaming, maybe they tried to match that kind of energy, but their team comp wasn't really following up on all the damage potential that Kennesaw had. So they ended up falling behind and getting more and more behind as Kennesaw snowballed all throughout this game and guaranteed the first victory for them in this best of 5.
Yes, but we're going to take a short break as we start prepping up here for Game 3. We're 1-1 on the board. We're getting a Game 4. Could we be looking for a Game 5 here? Next match might spell out what we're looking for at the end. Can Legion Gaming try to bring it back and take the lead here? Or will Kennesaw State finally find their groove with this last match and take it all the way home? We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes here. everyone, and welcome back to GG Leagues here in the semis of Division A between Kennesaw State Esports and Legion Gaming. In match 2, Kennesaw took a very interesting comp and routed it for the win up against Legion Gaming. As very compared to the first one, where Legion Gaming was able to turn it around strongly in their favor. It's very interesting to see as we're now sitting on a 1-1 board. I don't know what either one of these teams has up their sleeve. We could be like some changes from Legion Gaming here, or Kennesaw may just have the right moves to make this work. So if it was a very interesting match too, especially compared to what we've seen from Legion before, it felt a bit headstrong from them.
It felt a little too headstrong, in my opinion. As we were discussing earlier, it felt like a gameplay, a game style that didn't quite match that team comp, but a little too out of place. They had more of a team fight focused team comp. And speaking of team comp, we're going to be drafting that right now. And well, as I was saying, they had oh, Portuguese. They had oh my, they had a comp that didn't quite afford going in so headstrong and aiming for insta kills. They didn't have like a big Viger with a gigantic ulti to one-shot people. They had a team fight focused draft. They had frontline, they had an assassin, they had the poke, they had the AD, they had the AP, but I don't think they were playing quite accordingly with the best way to play their specific comp, whereas Kennesaw really surprised us with that draft they had going in the last game. But the surprising part is how they really managed to do that so well and guarantee it actually very clean win, because at some point around maybe 10-15 minutes into the game, Legion Game started falling behind, and Kennesaw was just snowballing one fight after the other. So it was a very nicely played win. Now we are 1-1 and almost done with the first round of bans. On the side of Kennesaw, we got Polar Bear again, the aimed ban for Layla, Kaisa for Brzezinski, Jogath as well for Layla, and Legion Gaming, Viego, Talon, and Kindred, the same first 3 bans they had going in the last 2 games, I think so.
Yeah, no, very similar bans from before. It does not look like Legion was really feeling like comp was much of an issue, but with the Xayah not being banned, it will be picked up here by Kennesaw, and it looks like they're looking to run back the Cane Hover here. I mean, it worked all right before. We have seen it work well for Aboyan before as well, and so it's very interesting to see he's going to want to run it back. And I mean, who knows? Maybe we could see some change in play style there, something that works a little bit more in their favor. Meanwhile, it looks like a hovering alternate of Jinx to face off the Xayah here. Very interesting bot lane. Xayah is still very strong, especially with the on-hit lethality potential there. Azir is also going to be picked up by Kennesaw. Worked very well in the favor of Kennesaw last time. Very good routing and a lot of good power potential there. Very nice to see that one come back. And it looks like Graves as well come back for Su Young on the top side, or possibly dive in the jungle this time as well. I mean, overall, Graves was a really good pick as well, getting for a lot of good cleanup kills and a lot of damage potential there as well. Ari will get hovered here in the mid lane versus Azir. Could lead to a little bit more trouble for the Azir. Still has the range potential as well, but one solid charm, and there goes half your health, especially with those ulti changes. Ari might just be able to run circles around Azir, so it's going to be a very interesting play style coming out from that mid lane for Kennesaw. And I'm very excited to see what we have coming around the corner. Diana Band coming out here for first one from Legion, so we won't see that return in the jungle there. Kane will have a bit more of an easier time, at least from what we saw before. Meanwhile, Thresh getting taken out by Kennesaw there. They did not like the feeling of Fresh paying Thresh. A lot of solid potential down there. Yeah, very fun alliteration there. And Nautilus and Hecko round us out here for the bans. So, I mean, pretty solid picks overall, Soph, and I am very interested to see what we're going to have around at these comps.
Legion Gaming picking now next. Oh, nice Malphite for Layla on top lane. very good, consistent team fight potential from Legion Gaming as well. And a very similar team fight, a team comp from Kennesaw right now. As we see, Graves is going to potentially be the jungler, actually, as Poppy might be confirmed for the top lane there. Never mind. I am... Why do they do this to me? Never mind. It's still a Graves top, and they're picking the jungler now. Never mind.
Bit of a Xin Zhao, still solid jungler overall, but has seen some fallings in favor of some other junglers. Still think it's overall pretty powerful.
Renata.
Ooh, Renata Glass getting hovered there by Legion, and will be picked, is allowed in play now. So it's going to be very interesting to see up against this team what that Berserk brings against Kennesaw there. A lot of damage, heavy focused characters there, and if you're able to line them up pretty well and drop that ulti without much in the way of fault, I think you could get a lot of kills out of that Berserk as well. A lot of damage, heavy damage coming out from Kennesaw there. Graves and Xayah are some of the main outliers there with how much immediate crit and lethality damage they can pull out. So might be a bit of a bite back, especially with Renata being allowed in play here. Meanwhile, for Legion, they do have a pretty solid comp overall. That Kayn makes me a little bit scared personally, especially from what we saw last time, but maybe Aboyan...
Agreed.
Yeah, maybe Aboyan finally shook off those feelings, was feeling a bit aggressive, a bit wanting to end the match early, and might be able to take it back and slow down knowing what they're up against. Overall, I don't know what to really lay out for these two teams, as these comps are, while widely similar from areas before, also have a lot of different nuances, so I'm very excited to see what these two teams have up their sleeves here.
Definitely. And as you pointed out, the Renata Glass, well-placed ulti on top of this super aggressive, damage-heavy team comp that Kennesaw has, could do so much damage. So it's dangerous, it's a big threat, and for what we've seen of Fresh, can be another possible highlight there. So it's nice to see what we're gonna be facing in this match. Was Buncat in the last game as well was a highlight with that Lux, landing so many very well placed ultis, shutting down people, and even though it is a more unconventional, especially in these latest GGLeagues games so far, they've done such a great job on that champion Lux. And at least on the bot lane, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. In regards to team fights, they both have a very strong team fight potential. But again, for the side of Legion Gaming, if they do tend to go for a more team fight focused playstyle, it would be in their favor. If not, Kennesaw has the advantage there with such raw power on their hands.
Yeah, I'm looking more towards the ball in here. I'm interested to see what Fresh has up their sleeves to run that Renata. A few games played under their belt here, so but nothing allowed in competitive until now, as the new patch, I believe, did get released on Thursday with a few changes here and there. So looks like Fresh will be able to run that one and show us what they have as far as skill goes there. A lot of shield potential and a lot of special abilities in case anyone missed Renata's drop there as well. Q is more or less a quick little grab that you're able to pull or push anyone in a certain direction if you're able to land it, but you're very slow while having it on. W gives your teammates a buff as far as movement and attack speed go, upgrading it, and if they are to die within that second, they get about 2 seconds, actually no, 3 seconds of afterlife. They're able to stay alive for at least a little bit longer for a chunk of time to try to get a kill. You're going to see a bit of action from these members here as Fresh has to be able to bounce back. You're going to force the flash just severely dodging that Q there, but doing a lot of extra damage with their passive as well. They're able to mark somebody. If Brzezinski's able to get a shot off on somebody, doing extra damage with that magic potential. Of course, we're talking E for, if we're going to talk more about Renata here, just finishing off around the bends. We have that E, which is a bit of a shield damage combo. Pops around the corners, you see right there, shields anyone in the middle circle, doing a bit of damage. trying to save Brzezinski's life there. And their ulti, the very special and very slow-moving wave of Berserk Gas, which turns friends into enemies, turns up their attack speed and makes them fight each other to the death. A very fun matchup there. I hope to see we get a little bit more Renata action in that bot lane. She's a very powerful character with some good potential, but the one downside she has, you can pop her within 5 shots of a very strong ADC, and it's, it's a bit
and
rough
she
to
has
see there.
no mobility.
She has no escape options besides her Q, and that even slows her down. So if you're being chased by a team, drop that ulti and run as fast as you can in the opposite direction.
Definitely. As now we got the first TP going in. Vanquish back to the middle lane to guarantee that golden experience. So far, nothing very interesting happening. Of course, the usual pressure on top lane, the 1v1. Bot lane from Kennesaw decided to go for a big push there. But so far, junglers just decided to clear their waves. We had that early gank from Zinzel on the bot lane, forcing the flash from Renata, from Fresh. And that is the early pressure they've asserted in that bottom lane. Lele is as well pushing a little hard here on Shu and Ha. But nothing much as the Drakes just spawns.
Yeah, it's a lot of slow movement here from both sides. A bit interesting because in the past times, at least by 5 minutes, First Blood's already on the board. And there was a bit of looks here in the mid lane here. We do have Brzezinski and we do have Fresh, who is around the corner. Mars will play it off as their vision has been taken over in the river overall. And I mean, it's very interesting to see them play it slow. It's not something you expect from either one of these teams, especially from LG, who's been very aggressive trying to get First Blood. Looks like they learned a little bit from last time. Meanwhile, Root's gonna land multiple pressure on a Fresh. Heal has to be burned. He will back up and stay safe, though. We do have some looks from the junglers. Oh, in the court. And Snow is looking around here, has the extra vision. Trying to force these members. Fresh is going to push back on Can't Stay Away there. Meanwhile, top side, So Young has a lot of damage. Brzezinski dropping that extra pass to speed themselves up and try to get a little bit of damage there to help their Jinx there as well. A lot of pressure over this Drake though, and so we will probably see someone pass away for First Blood as we do have Abayan starting to take this on. Meanwhile, mid lane, solid combo landing onto Vanquish, but Vanquish already had the damage procs from before, so Yaba's losing that chance to, you know, add a bit of pressure there as well. And so first Drake looking at the side of LG, but we could see a conflict here happen very shortly as Ocean Drake is going to be taken away.
Yeah, I think at this point, it was just a matter of asserting dominance in top lane, in mid lane and in bot lane, so they had the clear space to take the Drake early as that. Ooh. But Vanquish is thirsty for Yabo, who lands a nice charm there to try to escape, as Aboyan is joining them for the fight, but Zinzout is also joining in bot lane.
Oh no, a lot of pressure on Brzezinski. Is gonna get rooted in the backline, has the extra pressure, but double kill going to the side of Kennesaw State. Just a lot of good feather placement there from Airzov to go ahead and round that one out. And unfortunately, the extra proc saving Brzezinski's life did not last long enough. Will fall down there. And I mean, really good placement and a lot of solid damage potential here from this bot lane. It's about what I expected. Kinsnow and Aerof is going to be quite the scary players coming around the corner here for these upcoming fights. But again, we still have that ulti from Fresh to worry about. We do have team fights later on, so laning phase may not spell too much trouble as of yet, but that just almost 2k gold lead will spell a bit of trouble here for LG, trying to scale up in time in the future.
It's true. At this point, it was a very nice job from Kennesaw, rotating there, knowing that it was a good moment to go for bot lane and take down the two players there, as they lost the window to take the first Drake that did go for Legion Gaming. So it's, even though it is a slower paced game than we saw in these last two. On cue, it's Yabo. Vanquish goes in, but it's 3v2 and they're gonna go down.
Ooh.
Oh, Yabo, why did you use that flash?
Yabo wanted that blood, wanted to get some kills, is been feeling a bit rough in lane, wants some extra power, but I mean kill secure will happen to Brzezinski instead. You're just feeling pretty confident in the bot lane, rounding out that a little bit of pressure they had from before. Meanwhile, topside, So Young is pushing Layla directly into tower right now, doing quite a bit of damage, as well as Layla is trying their best to clear up wave and try to contest at least somewhat as well. It's not gonna land! Ulti not doing just enough damage there to miss out on that one. Meanwhile, Brzezinski find a little bit of sneaky trouble there, just getting close to those feathers and might play it off.
Oh
Meanwhile,
my.
topside, extra pressure from Pisno trying to do some damage to Layla up there, will not find the kill. Fresh will miss the Q on the bot side. Here's a lot of pressures going back and forth. Rift Herald will get dropped top lane, as that top lane tower is not going to survive past the 14-minute laning phase. Earliest tower I think we've seen taken so far.
Wow.
Kennesaw State is going to be feeling pretty good. Meanwhile, Aboyan's going a little bit in the back line here, trying to pick up on Vanquish and steal some extra buffs. Will have to burn a flash to save their own life there. Meanwhile, Shelly will get enough for the second charge, and Layla may not have much of a health bar left to stand. So Young Ha is taking a lot of damage there from tower, but no ulti to round that one out, as it is currently not up for Layla, who's trying their best to defend just tier 2 tower. Things aren't looking good for LG earlier on in this match here, and it's not looking good for the bot side. Brzezinski taking a lot of damage, but Berserk will get dropped there overall. Brzezinski has only 3 seconds to get a kill and will not find it, as Boncat will pick that one up overall. Albion trying for something top lane, will not find it, and Fresh is on the run. Things are really not looking good for Legion Gaming at only 10 minutes into the match.
That's so unfortunate. And in this case for this bot lane, Legion Gaming, Brzezinski, if you do get caught in the queue, that Lux is gonna explode you.
Oh.
But talking about exploding, I don't think Zaya saw that coming. They probably thought it was not enough. They had more health than enough for Brzezinski to take them down, but they did have the damage. So it was a free kill, probably unexpected, or at least unrespected.
Funny cat missile saves the day again.
Right?
Yeah, that new skin makes that missile ever so more intimidating, as you just see this little cat face slowly approaching you at rapid speeds.
Exactly. Incredible
yeah, no.
high meow speeds. Incredible meow speeds. Yes.
Incredible meow speeds. So if you are... You're coming up with new puns that I haven't thought of yet, and I don't know if I should be impressed or offended.
Offended? Oh my, are we competition now?
You're still in my pun job here, as we do have members of LG looking for this Hex Tech Drake right now. Layla's in the backside of the pit, trying to force back these other members. Yabo will land a charm. It won't really do all too much, as Drake will get taken quickly there by Abanyan. Members are diving headfirst as well. Kennesaw diving right into the middle of the team, will take a life, but will fall flat as well. Seeing Hong's going to pick up another kill as well. It's currently 2-1. Make that 3-1 here, as I was obviously able to pop around the corner and do some extra damage. The bot lane is on the run. Quick flash there, and a good Q from Fresh will try to save them for at least a little bit longer. Blast Plant will keep them alive, as Brzezinski is trying their best to land any damage. Ulti will just barely miss enough. Fresh is around the corner to keep that one safe. No cross ultis coming through, and I mean, bit of a scary chase, but still, even with that dragon taken, those objectives in the firm pressure there, Kennesaw State still has that gold lead, and is just slowly and surely grinding LG here down to a fine powder. It's a bit rough. Only 12 minutes, and it's feeling like endgame already. But I mean, anything can change, especially with the match so early on. And I really think LG can start bringing this around if they can get some scaling power under their belts. Albion looking for something, as the cat missile's going to go wide. This Kane really wants some extra blood, as Kinsnow is trying for something here. Vanquish will be vanquished there by Albion, getting some shutdown gold as well, adding
Very
to
clean
that difference.
take down on the mid lane. Boyan is, in my opinion, great job there. I think Legion Gaming came back with a new mentality, and I think they're playing more cohesively, communicating better, so that they don't go into too deep or in too dangerous situations, not knowing if they're gonna get out or if they're gonna get the kill and make it worth it. So kudos for them. That is very nice to see. And that also reflects in the fact that both of these teams are playing a little more slowly paced. But as Kennesaw sees their potential in... Oh my! Oh no!
Good luck, Root, it won't be enough. Berserk will drop on the board, but Aerof will be able to dodge it, so there will not be any kills for the side of Fresh today. Meanwhile, Layla's coming around the corner looking for Aerof for some funky movement, will not find it, as TPs will now be unlocked as the laning phase is now technically over here, despite what LG is pressuring here on mid tower. Members are starting to wrap around. A good charm drop there. Brzezinski does not have much of a health bar left to stand, and no one's dropped low. Meanwhile, Vanquish is in the back line, coming up for the members of LG. Layla is able to launch a solid ulti there, knocking up his other members. Is not able to trade off two. Albayan's able to pick up with a double kill, diving headfirst onto Aerof. They're trying to take down this extremely powerful Xayah, and they will look for it, but won't find it. There, the room will land out from Aerof with a health and a prayer. Solid damage from So Young as Albayan is going to be hunting in the background right now, looking for these solid picks. 3-3 in the full trade. It was a solid attempt there from the side of LG, and those extra pickups will feel pretty good, but they still don't have the difference as Cat Missile once again will go wide.
Oh my! That fight looked so doomed for LG, and then Layla ulti just knocking everybody up. Malphite doing the job they do so well in engaging, being in the front line, doing damage as well. But LG was a little greedy again, and they tried to go for the shutdown. At least it wasn't even a bounty on Xayah, but they know how powerful they are already. And it was, of course, a risky, but mostly rewarding kill if they got it on Xayah, but unfortunately it was too deep. It was under that turret.
I'm more sighing at this rift take from LG. They were trying to deal with it so far out.
I know. I saw. Oh, and it's Kennesaw might get it now.
Yeah, it's to their deficit as well. They pulled it out too far, and that rift will not be theirs. As Kennesaw will be able to pick it up along with the Eye as well. Meanwhile, Vanquish looking to take out Yabo from this fight has to burn ulti to stay alive there. And I mean, credit where credit is due. LG's trying to look for picks and trying to pick up momentum where they can, but it's just not in their favor yet. They don't even have the bounties unlocked on the board, though they should be coming up shortly here, especially with this mid tower take, as Shelly will take the last bit of health there as well. 3-0 towers, 2 Drakes to none as well, and 2 Rift Heralds to 0 as well. There it is. As you know, it looks like objectives are very split, but in the favor of Kennesaw. Another tower will fall, no extra pickups there from LG, and they're starting to move towards Drake here, and LG is kind of scrambling right now. It really feels like it. Hiding around the wall, there will be members of Kennesaw will not find these extra pickups, though. It would have been a pretty spectacular crash down there, as Albayan's looking for a bit of a steal in the back lane right now. We will see a lot of pressure. Buncat nearly wiping Brzezinski off the map, keeping them out of the fight for the rest of this chunk of time. Yabo is able to pick up some extra kills. A lot of bounce house rockets back and forth, as it does look like the Berserk will do a bit of damage as Albayan is left on the run as well. Unfortunately for Brzezinski, will fall flat too. So Young as the tower damage from Azir will take out Albayan. Drake will go in the back pocket with Kennesaw as well. 3-1 in the trade, and Kennesaw is on fire right now.
Oh no! It was up until that moment the board was under Azir's turret to see. Oh my! This actually shoots at me. Oh my! I think I'm doomed. Oh, so unfortunate there. But well, it's interesting to see how LG, until a couple of seconds into the fight, they look like they still have some sort of advantage, some sort of, not really a lead, but some sort of equality in the team fight, winning potential there. But then, as you said, something is still missing. things are not connecting just yet. The damage coming from Buncat is incredible as they basically burn the ADC from LG so quickly, even before the team fight starts. So that's what happened in the last game as well. The absolute gigantic destroying potential from Kennesaw, where the team fight comp LG has becomes a little weaker because they don't even get the chance to engage into the team fight with 5 members with full health. They engage into the team fight with their carries or any other player in their team low health already because Buncat dealing a lot of damage on Lux. The zoning from Vanquish as well, the ultis. The positioning from Kennesaw has been so much. But talking about positioning, it's an ulti from Layla on top of Vanquish and a kill straight for your point, neutralizing the middle lane from Kennesaw. That's the kind of thing they need to try to look for. Those pickups where it's certain they're gonna get the kill. A big team fight.
Unfortunately there for Aboyan, pickups are also in the favor of Kennesaw here as well, especially when you just resetted your kill cooldown by picking up another kill and giving the team back the original gold of a fresh kill as well. It's rough for LG. Picks are definitely in their favor in getting those objective bounties as well, but there's a lot of pressure coming out from Kennesaw. They seem to be everywhere at once trying to bounce off of what LG has around here, and now Rift is going to start getting focused here. Fresh is the only one in position to try to attempt to take it. Does not have the pressure and is going to back away, as it looks to be another Rift Herald, not Rift Herald, sorry, their Baron pickup in the favor of Kennesaw State, as they're probably going to start taking that one straight to base. Yabo is looking to pick up at least one objective bounty to bring back this nearly over 7k gold difference, trying to pick up at least a little bit of return and try to bring this one back to even. It's not feeling good for LG. If they can land some more picks, because they have been finding a lot of mix-ups there, as Layla's going to drop an ulti. Oh, Brzezinski with the missile! Ooh, out of left side's going to pick that one up, as well as Layla, unfortunately, is going to burn to death by Kennesaw. Is able to do at least a little chunk of damage there, but Yabo and Fresh are a little too late. They are not able to find that one out. Bayan is on the run from So Young, and it was a good pickup potential. It was such a nice play, but unfortunately, Layla was just kind of left up there to dry and was not able to escape in time.
Unfortunately, once again, LG doesn't seem to be taking into account the fast ability Kennesaw has been having to rotate and counter gank. That's why instantly, when they went for that kill, when Layla ultied, talking about kills.
Ooh, So Young's on the run from 4 members, but Chunks, 2 of the members out to half health. Might be able to at least pick up some blood here, but is able to force off the others there with a warning and a prayer as well. Ooh, Lux ulti looking to try to pick up Yabo there. Is forced to dash away from that. It's scary how much damage Kennesaw has there, especially from their top layer from So Young. We haven't really mentioned them too much, but I mean, with this Graves in both last game and this game, they're oh so deadly with that damage, and they know exactly what they're doing. They have a lot of dance moves, and they're able to play them off well, especially against multiple members there. And it's leading to a lot of trouble there for the members of LG. They can't really take down this top lane, or else they could get shredded alone. So you need to look for some sort of CC combo to trade that one up. Unfortunately, it looks for LG. It looks like that Kennesaw will be looking for that Drake. Will pick it up as So Young is on the run once more. Is going to get rooted here. An ulti getting dropped there. 2 ultis getting dropped there for any future fights to pick up 1 kill and some solid shutdown gold into the back pockets of LG. I mean, you're getting a start, but you lost another Drake for it, and any potential of that soul play is out of the window at this point, unless you make this match last for at least 15 minutes longer.
It's I don't know. It's a shame to see LG using so many resources to get 1 player down on the side of Kennesaw. I know they have to. I know they want to try to put in that pressure, but they were too big, important ultimates burned on killing Su Young, and it's they're missing the cohesion and map awareness that Kennesaw has been having. Like, look at this. It's so much damage. There's no way they can avoid that. So basically, Su Young died on top lane, but who cares? Kennesaw got the second Drake for themselves, or it didn't really matter. And at the same time, it was 2 big cooldowns that were wasted there. They're already up again, but it's a couple of these feel like misplays because they have the team fight potential, not that much the pick-off potential. If they're not certain they're gonna get the kill, the less resources you waste, the better.
Yeah, and I mean, it's working in a regard as well. We're able to bring that difference down by about 2k, but just from some solid teamwork and a lot of objective playing, it does seem like Kennesaw is able to bring that one around, and now they're threatening this base as well, as we do have just about a minute 40 until Baron comes out. Drake is nowhere close, so they just have all the time in the world to pressure others. Meanwhile, we do have Abayan, one of the strongest members of the team here, currently in the bot side. Meanwhile, Yabo is not much of a pushover themselves, looking for Buncat as Brzezinski is left alone in the lane. Other members are trying to pick up from beyond as well. Ooh, good attempt there from Vanquish trying to take out Brzezinski. Meanwhile, Layla's in the backside here. The members of Kennesaw are trapped inside the base. A lot of back and forth. These Yabo's gonna get burned to death down there as well. Meanwhile, other members will be taken out as well. Tower is gone. 3 members looking down as well as the base is currently being threatened right now by Abayan. What is this turnaround from LG? Triple quadra kill over to the back pocket of Jinx. And that might be game right there. The less
that
you can
can be game.
If Buncat can pull off some crazy maneuvers and enough damage to take out 2 of the tankiest and strongest members here of LG, it might be on a hope and a prayer from LG to turn this match around. Abayan's diving headfirst into Buncat right now, taking a huge chunk of damage as well. The base will be threatened as not enough members were able to pressure into the base in time. They were able to inhibit a good chunk of tower damage down as well, but what a turnaround fight from LG. They were able to use the aggressiveness of their enemies against them. As you saw those members pressuring into the base, you saw the slow sweep around there from Layla and from Yabo as well. And it worked out so well for them. They brought back that gold difference real close now, only about 2k, cracked open the base, and now there's a big bead of sweat dripping down the side of Kennesaw's head right now. They're really looking for something special here, as they are still pretty tanky, but now they really got to watch out, as there was some really good plays coming out there. So looking for this Baron right now. Fresh does have that ulti there. Rocket will go wide as blue team's able to pick that one up. No fight to ensue there. They're going to back off and take their spoils of war home with them.
Let's talk about how impressive LG played that fight in that base. It was incredible, as you said. They used Kennesaw's aggressiveness against themselves. They had a boy in the bot lane pushing in that wave. They knew Kennesaw was going to try and push even harder because it's dangerous. It's a threat to have a big Kayn like that pushing into your base. So they try to push in harder than Kayn could. And unfortunately, it was exactly what LG wanted because they had the control, because it's their base. And they had, especially Brzezinski, on that perfect flash, denying Vanquish of their ulti, and that big damage they could have done and maybe basically ended the game. Is Brzezinski alongside their teammates was definitely what was necessary to capitalize Kennesaw's aggressiveness against themselves. It was so well executed. Amazing job from Legion Gaming getting back into this game with probably more confidence now, more focus, and this really feels like it can be a turnaround. It can last even more 15 minutes, as you pointed out earlier before. It can even last until 40, 45 minutes, maybe a 15-minute game. if this continues to keep on in this space with Legion Gaming coming back up and not letting the ball fall, this can be incredible. And I might as well not even know which side would this be going in favor for.
Yeah, looks like some pressure. Members are going to be looking for Vanquish here, diving right on top of Boyan, who's able to dodge past some extra CC. Brzezinski is going to be taking out Vanquish there as well. Bit of a bait and switch. Meanwhile, Layla, left kind of alone in the backside, is going to get bouncy castled into the wall. A good bit of pressure there. It's going to drop the ulti into the middle of the squishies as well. So much damage. Here comes the Berserk. It is scary as Aerith is forced to use ulti, and it's going to be able to take at least one blood with them, but more will follow as well. 2-2 in the board right now. Tower is going to get destroyed. Layla is able to find another ulti. A good drop from Kennesaw as well, who is going to be playing around Layla and Fresh, who do so much good damage together. It's going to be a slow burn, and no blood will pass over, but so far LG will win that fight. Meanwhile, topside, So Young is going to be looking for that inhib and will take it without much of a fight back, and just get it back in the base. Feeling pretty confident, actually trying to bait Aboyan into that fight. Has enough damage to do so as well. There's a lot of extra pressure from these other members, but Chase is on, and I think So Young might be able to get out of this one unless Aboyan is able to land some solid CC knockup. A lot of damage there, but it's a quick killing spree for So Young, deleting that jungler off the face of the earth with just 2 quick shots. That damage is so scary from that Graves in the top side, and it's anyone's game at this point. No matter who wins, honestly, this matchup, we could be looking to go all the way to match 5 tonight.
Good. Looking very promising towards a match 5. That Graves is absolutely dangerous, absolutely scary. Scary. So I am frightened. Looking at that, if I imagine myself in a game and I see a Graves one-shotting me with 2 hits, I'm gonna piss my pants. And that's not what LG's doing. LG is keeping up that confidence, keeping up that pins. Also their pins. Keeping up their mental. And doing such a great job in trying to keep up this game.
Ooh, Layla's kind of fighting out here alone. Has to burn that ulti to get away. But meanwhile, Kennesaw is looking pretty hungry and now will get saved by the Q there. Vanquish trying to dive headfirst in those members. Forced back for a crazy team fight. Will not find that ulti proc there as well. We're getting close to the end game now as members are starting to come over that cusp of level 18. A lot of members are looking pretty strong with what items they have now here at only 31 minutes. It's looking pretty even as far as kills go. But gold, on the other hand, 4K, nearly 5K up in favor of Kennesaw State there. Feeling pretty solid, have the objective potential. 7 towers down, a lot of Baron power as well as that. Drake will be coming up in under a minute along with Baron. There'll be a lot of back and forth plays, but that fight will come down to that Drake as LG will need that to give themselves possibly the strong age as Brzezinski's forced to flash at that one. Yabo's gonna take a quick Luxie ulti to the face, losing half health. Ace is being threatened now. Gonna take some crazy plays coming out here from LG to try to save this one as their entire base is exposed. You're into the final fight, and it does look like Kennesaw are willing to take this one home. Layla's gonna be taking a lot of damage. It's gonna be forced to back away, has that ulti backup, and could change the fight if you're able to land it in just the right spot. It's gonna be trying to look for that one as well. Wild Salt potential. Does look like that ulti will go a bit wide. Layla's able to get double kills. Albion's able to take down Funcat. Multiple members of LG coming here. This Berserk is going to land and do a good chunk of damage. Unfortunately, Layla does not have the health bar to stay alive there. Kenso is able to take down Fresh, but other members are going pretty low on health bars here. Towers are looking pretty low as So Young wants to take this one from under the nose as Vanquish will come in the back line there and take out 2 members of that team. As it's just down to Aboyan, the crazy jungler, the top member, the top dog, trying to look to save the Nexus here. It's not looking too good. Diving head first will fall flat, and match 3 will go to Kennesaw. It's 2-1 in the favor here.
Wow. Whew. As I was saying, if Legion Gaming had the opportunity to keep on playing that, it could be a long, very competitive fight. Kennesaw said there is no opening for you guys. The only thing there's gonna be open here is gonna be your base, and we're gonna destroy it until the very last bit. And they did. That was so much damage. And the final pick, the final ulti from Vanquish, that was definitely essential to guarantee that final push to be the final one. So incredible job for Kennesaw, guaranteeing the second win of the third game, best of 5. We still have much to do here. We still have much to see.
A lot
and
of
this
potential.
is getting this is getting oh so exciting. If it was before, it's escalating. Escalating more than a hyper carry, and that's why we're gonna still be staying here. So in a few minutes, we're gonna be back. Do you have something to add, Cosmic?
Nothing from here, but I do agree. We'll be back in just a couple minutes as we prep up for game 4 here. Kennesaw is showing a pretty strong outcome here. They might be able to take it home with one last match, but Legion Gaming is not ready to crawl to the damned just yet. Can they bring out to game 5? Could we hear those wonderful silver scrapes playing in the background as these two teams face off? Or is Kennesaw done, ready to go take that crown in the finals? We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes here. welcome back to match 4 here of the Division A semis between Legion Gaming and Kennesaw State Esports. In that last match, we saw Kennesaw take the lead with a bit of fight left in Legion Gaming, but overall Kennesaw was able to take it into the base with some solid power plays and were able to take down the Nexus to be up 2-1 here. So we're diving into match 4 here. It really still feels a bit like anyone's game. Legion definitely proved last game they have some solid fight and some potential there, but a lot of changes need to be made, especially in this matchup, in order for things to work out well for them. So, I mean, Soph, what are you expecting from, at least from Legion here in this matchup? What do you think they could change to really bring this one around?
Maybe they could try to pull out a very aggressive comp as Kennesaw actually did. So instead of having a very team fight focused comp and acting aggressive, they could have a more similar comp to Kennesaw and try to bring that aggression in the early plays and the early ganks to capitalize on those mistakes from the very start of the match, so they don't allow Kennesaw to even think about snowballing, because when they do, it gets a little unstoppable. As we dive into the first ban of this round. Woo!
Ooh.
Once again, Kindred.
Yeah, it's looking
Polar
like
bear.
looking like same bands over and over again. No real changes. It's a bit surprising coming out from Legion Gaming. I feel like they take a lot more focus, especially on that Azir, and maybe trying to ban out some of the stronger members overall.
Maybe it seems they're even more afraid of these champions than they are of the ones they already faced. So,
yeah, I mean, and it worked. Like, honestly, that Azir play was really good. That Zyg play was good as well. Graves will be taken out away from the board there from Kennesaw. One of the other champions, especially top lane of Suyong, has been playing really well so far. Zai will actually be taken out from Kennesaw as it is left open. Kais is also being removed from match 1. That worked really well for Legion. And Orin is being hovered immediately here from Legion Gaming, giving that back to Layla, who's been playing it quite a bit with, you know, it not exactly the best in the way of team fights, but those ulties, oh, those sweet ulties have been landing so well so far.
The sweet ulties.
Yeah, and yeah, Viego without a ban is going to be picked up by Kennesaw State there, and it's looking pretty scary there as well. As a very interesting hover here from Kennesaw, and pickup of Heimerdinger in the mid lane. Quite the interesting choice. It's very different from what we've seen before.
Yeah, well, Legion Gaming so far looks to have making the job in that, looks to have the team fight focused comp once again. Actually, if they go for the Ziggs as well, alternating the team fight potential with the poking as well. Let's see if that's gonna be the actual pick.
Ooh, Ziggs.
If we have the if we have the Heimerdinger and Ziggs matchup in the mid lane. Oh, wait. Maybe it's Heimer top. It might be Heimer top.
Heimer could really float anywhere, especially in these
really
lanes.
can.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Akshan will be picked up. We have a bit of floating potential between these members here. Akshan can be played in other lanes. Mid is where they really can thrive because they're allowed to roam across everywhere, though top lane could lead to a bit of interesting potential there for Akshan. I mean, well, Heimerdinger has a lot of potential to go in pretty much any main role as well. Bot lane will just make bot lane the most boring place in the world to be if you are an ADC, because you have a lot of extra power to deal with there. But I mean, it's a bit unknown of what we're going to be seeing here, but J4 Ziggs from Legion Gaming looking pretty solid as we're going through round 2 bans. Jinx, Lux taken away from Kennesaw, both pretty solid picks as well, as Thresh Zeri being taken out there. And here's a Jax hover. It looks like we will have a Jax top, Akshan mid, and possibly Heimerdinger ADC in the bot lane. I mean, you have the Akshan and the Jax to pick up those AD carry roles, and it looks like new Kassadin will get hover here as well. Quite the interesting matchups we're seeing so far.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. Wait,
Please,
What
no,
are
that's
they-
my worst nightmare.
Burn.
Oh no, Brand coming out for support. My least favorite support to deal with. down in the
Wait,
bot
they're
lane.
gonna go with both APCs bot lane? What is this? Oh my! That's unexpected, but very intriguing.
Ooh, it's a very fun lane. Leona's gonna get hovered there. Final pickup there for Heimerdinger in the bot lane there. Yeah, Leona Mains rejoices. We do have Vermilion, our producer, kind of shouting in the background. Very excited to see that one come up for supports. But
Oh yeah.
this is a very interesting comp, a very different bit of style. Kennesaw definitely has that damage forward focus from before, and there's a lot of aggression coming out them. Jax, Leona, Viego, and Akshan all ready to dive head first. Heimerdinger adding some good baseline for them as well to be able to back up to if they need defense. Meanwhile, Legion Gaming has a solid team comp overall. Very heavy damage potential there from all of those members. But I mean, there's a lot more aggression from Jarv and Yone, so we could see some action coming out here from some jungle mid synergy. It's very interesting to see. Soph, what are your thoughts on these very weird comps?
Very, very distinguished indeed. I would expect to see bot lane, especially from Legion Gaming, first off, going for such an aggressive early game with those pokes. Is they have the range advantage. If they get the level 2 first, that might be just enough to try and get Aroth and Buncat, either of them, down first thing in the game. But 5 men going on as top lane.
Yeah, hunting down Layla here. Vanquish will go wide, doing a good chunk of damage to Layla early on here. Aboyan and ooh, Flash getting burned along with a lot of Saj potential from Buncat. They're really running this one down, trying to look for some early blood. No one really wanting to burn any solid Gav there. They're going to take the Flash and walk home with it as well. No extra sums burned besides Buncat's Flash, but has the Hex Flash to back it up. I mean, it's a good engage from before, but I mean, there's enough time on the counter to back this one up. Meanwhile, Brzezinski looking for a bit of fun pokes there as well. I mean, so far, looking at everything else, it's pretty across the board standard as far as runes. It was a good attempt at some early blood. You're able to get an early flash for it as well, but trade of your support's flash for not as crazy aggressive level 3s early on. But, I mean, interesting start, to say the least.
That's true. And, well, that flash is going to be missed from Layla because Jax... I just think Jaxes are so scary every time. So I think a 1v1 against a Jax can get a little too threatening if you don't have the flash. But, as you said, it's going to take down a little bit of that pressure on bot lane since Leona doesn't have the flash. Does have the Hextech flash.
Ooh, gonna E in early here. Has no Q to back it up. Might be biting off a little bit more than you could chew, taking a good chunk of damage. Mill on top side here. So Young going a little bit aggressive on that. Jax will get the stun and be able to trade back evenly here. Layla's not really taking that one, sitting down. A lot of poke, a lot of dancing between the lines here, and it's feeling pretty good so far across the board. The level 2's coming up for that Leona, and the members of LG should be a bit scared here, honestly.
Well, they are getting the level 2 advantage, so the pressure is going to be there. The zoning from the brand, that extra reach, is going to be just enough to try and zone them down from getting the nice, juicy gold from the minions. Ziggs has got a little more CS advantage so far, nothing much, but Viego is coming around. Kizno is there, trying to go for a flame from that dry bush.
Yeah, trying to look around. Kizno will find on top of the Heimerdinger, who has to use Cleanse. Going to flash, but it's not enough. Flash Shade will come out from the Heimerdinger and will come take out Brzezinski out of that fight there. Early first blood at 3 minutes. This is looking a little bit more like the matches we have seen before in the past. A lot of good pressure there coming out there from Kizno as well on that Viego. I think we've seen why it really has been picked up here. It's been banned quite a bit as well. Very exciting to see. Meanwhile, mid lane,
yeah.
Kizno really showing their muscle there, having Vanquish get an extra kill in the mid lane as well. I think the members of LG are shaking a little bit in their boots, especially with 3 minutes, 2 kills gone, and already a 1k gold lead.
That really proves how LG was very righteous in banning those same champions over and over. They let the Viego slip by, and the Viego is doing the damage. Viego is messing it up, guaranteeing 2 kills already. So Young Home pushing that wave, dealing damage as any good Jax does. So early lead going for Kennesaw so far. But Layla's not sleeping on the damage as well, but Kizno is just around the corner.
Yeah, showing a bit of muscle. Not really going to do much besides help push the wave into the tower. Do have Boyan coming around the corner. Solid charge from Layla, able to take out Su Young, but it's going to be left on the run. Meanwhile, Boyan's going to save Layla and force them back. It's going to be a bit of a duel, but we do have other members of Yasuo coming up to take care of that Viego. They don't want Kizno running amok on the map, as they're going to be a bit on the run now. Kiki's dropping in early, looking for the charge. It's going to get knocked up by Boyan. The Ignite will take it as well. And unfortunately, TP will land. Jax will not pick up a kill. 2-2 on the board.
Very impressive from LG. That comeback was very nice. And the engage coming from Leona. And the Fresh is just melting away. There's nothing they can do to avoid that. Brzezinski trying to buy time.
Not going to find
Land
it,
in those bombs.
Oh, no. It's a bit rough to see. Leona is one of the top members here for supports. Very strong and very excited to see it come back. Fortunately, Brand, while has the damage, does not have enough to burn down this tanky support member. And unfortunately for the Ziggs, does not able to get the bomb off to escape the wrath of the Leona. Yeah, it's a rough time in the bot lane there for the side of LG, especially for Brzezinski and Fresh. We've seen them work so well in the past, and they've honestly been pretty dominant where they can be, but this game not smiling in their favor. Meanwhile, topside, a bit of an engage from Su Young, able to get a bit of damage off as well. Albion in the mid lane looking for some extra pressure. Ulti's already up and ready. Yabo's going to take that one to the face. No execution, but Albion diving a little too head first will find Fresh instead, who is going to be left alone. Good attempts from both sides there on getting kills and a little bit of missteps here and there, but overall, everyone's going to walk away pretty happy here.
Definitely what both teams here really want to do. Last game, they were a little slower paced, trying to test the waters once again. They both came back into this game knowing that this is dangerous, especially LG, because this could be the final game for them if Kennesaw wins. So this is very important to keep an advantage. And the damage is landing on Buncat. But Leona is tanky. Leona has the armor and the MR, and it's not enough to burn them down as quick as they would want it to.
Yeah, not enough penetration yet. Items are not in Fresh's favor. And I mean, especially being down quite a bit of farm right now and down quite a bit of gold falling suit. You can't really max out that damage quite yet, and I mean, Buncat has the passive tankiness to wrap this one around. Meanwhile, mid lane, bit of a trades back and forth from Yabo and Vanquish, both doing equal amounts of damage. Buncat waiting on the side here, might be looking for an engage, so we could see some more action. Kizno is also looking for a bit of an engage. Layla sees that one right through and is going to back out of the fight real quick. There's a lot of pressure coming up from Kennesaw State here, and they're going to be looking for Layla, who's going to go unstoppable. A good attempt to dodge that stun, but it will not be enough. So Young able to pick up that kill in the top side, bringing the difference to 5-2. Meanwhile, Abayan's looking down here in the bot lane. Buncat diving a bit head first, a bit of a fluke there. A lot of damage coming out there as J4 will pick up a roll, getting a nice shutdown gold as Buncat is left on the run. A lot of slows coming out as well. Stun will miss, but the damage is there and the shutdown will happen. Double kill over to Aboyan as Vanquish will take out Yabo. Across for that very, very long fight starting in the top lane, 2-2 across the board.
Yep. It's an advantage for LG now. Good trade for guaranteeing this first streak of the game. But as it has been happening in the past few games, both teams just managed to trade everything on one side of the map or the other. So Jaeger is guaranteeing the Herald in the top lane. And it's always one team capitalizing on the other, opening other possibilities, opening windows of advantage. And here it is. Viego is sneaking that blue buff, trying to go away, but Layla is dealing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Kisno will make it out just fine. Not a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, a lot of pressure from Aeroth going a little bit too heavy there, as you do have Aboyan waiting around the corner. 3-0. Still, this jungler is top of the team and is looking pretty strong. And I mean, J4 seems to be a little bit more comfortable, is able to lead to a lot of counterplay, and doesn't have to dive headfirst alone into the middle of the team. Can lead around for a lot more extra stuff here. Meanwhile, topside stun will land from Soyoung, who has that drop on Layla now. It's a bit rough to see. Both are even as far as KD, and not too far off on farm either, but Jax is Jax, and you don't really have the Bramble Vest to back it up. So right now, it's a bit rough for that Ornn in the top side, as we do see a lot of members converging up here. Diablo and Aboyan will be seen out by the other members here. Meanwhile, looks like they will section off Yabo, who cannot ulti away in time, as Kisno's going to pick up that kill. Vanquish dropping an ulti on top of Layla is Soyoung is on the run, but Aboyan will pick up that one real quick as well. Jay for ulti is going to be able to dash out of that conflict, as well as Layla is trying to collapse as well, but Vanquish has the shutdown cooldown. Will take out that one as well, getting a good amount of gold in the process. Layla's trapped under tower, is not able to escape. Save her in the favor of Kennesaw State.
Oh, why did they ulti back?
Oh no. A bit of a misplay there. Kisno's gonna get shut down by the tower. Able to trade back a little bit of gold difference. Only 1k, or just about 2k actually, just over 2k. Is gonna separate these two teams right now. Still in the favor of Kennesaw State. That was a bit of a misplay at the end. Such a clean amount of cleanup there from back and forth, but then you dive right back into tower for, I guess, a quick back question mark. I don't know.
I think it's kind of a passive for every Viego player. They see the ultimate, the possibility of ulting and stealing somebody's body. They're like, I must do it, even if it costs my life, and that's what happens.
They really want that blood and the extra pressure. I mean, looking across the board right now, you do see a bit of a duel happening to Layla up top. Is not tanky enough, so Young's on the corner there. Ornhorn will get called, but it will not be dropped in time. Yabo is in the back line trying to do some damage to Vanquish, and will do quite a bit as well. But so Young has the wards and has the hops. He'll start chasing down. There's a passed away brother who's going to run back to tower and stay safe. Bit of a misnomer. Layla's getting shut down where that power's happening. Meanwhile, Kisno looking for Brzezinski. Ulti will get dropped. Multiple ultis will get dropped, along with a cleanse is on the run from under tower. Won't stay alive. Meanwhile, Yabo still trying to pick off other members here. As the dash back will dodge the stun, is able to stay out of the range here. Is J4's around the corner. Yabo doesn't have the defense. Aboyan will stop just in time as well. Flash coming out here from Fresh will get the ulti shut down onto that mid laner. Good 650 gold in your back pocket. LG will pick up another kill, as bot lane tower will be falling here as well. A lot of solid kills for the pocket of LG, but I mean, objective control still firmly in the grasp here of Kennesaw State. Just under 4k up in gold now with that tower take. And you know, while it's looking a bit better for LG, Kennesaw is still... no! The burn is just enough, and it will take down Airsoul. Bringing that still 4k difference up to a little less than, it's like 3k here.
Yeah, but while we were talking, Layla got some juicy plays in there on mid lane. Oh, nice
Layla's
flash to escape.
Yeah, they're too scared to face that one again.
Oh, definitely. 1v2 is not the situation you want to be in. So Layla, they get a little bit of gold there. Not that many platings, of course. Ornn doesn't deal that much damage to turrets this early in the game. But got some platings. I think just 2? Yeah. Or maybe just 1, actually. Just 1 plating there.
Ooh, a lot of pressure. Ornhorn's gonna get called in as the other members are coming around. Double knock up there as Vanquish is able to run around the corner. Double knock up there, coming out there from Aboyan. As Ariel's on the run, not gonna be able to drop the E onto the works of that Heimerdinger. Other members are falling flat right now. A lot of damage coming out there. Brandolfi's gonna do quite a bit of damage, but Kisno and Vanquish are a bit unstoppable right now. Buncat will also pick up a kill. It's a 2-3 trade in the favor of Kennesaw State. A good turnaround for what seems to be a pretty rough matchup there. They have the damage to back it up, but LG does not have the shutdown potential, as Vanquish is really looking for Aboyan here. bit of a misnomer in the fact of Aboyan's actually going to get shredded here. A lot of damage on Vanquish. Is not able to get the trade kill shutdown of 750 gold in the back pocket. LG is standing a bit stronger now, but it's not really leading in their favor.
Yeah, not yet, not yet. But I believe they still have plenty of time to try and get a more advantage on top of this. It's 1 turret against 2 for the side of Kennesaw. 1 Herald, 1 Drake for each team. Now, 1 Drake for Kennesaw as well. So, I think there's still plenty of time. Oh no, the damage and the ulti from Aerof straight onto Fresh. Oh, and they miss almost every ability, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a lot of damage. Not enough to take down Fresh, but enough to strike fear into your heart. Bit of a duel in top lane. It's going a bit more even now that that Bramble Vest is finally moved up for Layla. Feeling a bit more solid facing up against that Jax. I mean, overall, there's a lot of pressure coming up from the members. I mean, look at farm difference alone. Don't focus on the kills. Don't focus on those bounties on those heads. Look at that farm and look at that gold difference. 500 gold up and 30 farm up is in the jungle right there. In the mid lane, up quite a bit of gold as well. Nearly 4k, actually over 4k ahead is going to be Vanquish, who has been doing such an amazing job on this Akshan. Been able to get it quite a few times, do very, very well every time. It's not really looking too strong for LG. They aren't really focusing a lot of pressure on farming and don't have a lot of bounce up going through here. A lot of that gold is going into Aboyan's back pocket, which is fine. But when that member is not able to stand back and you're not allowing your other carries to get as much gold as they need, not really helping you overall. Vanquish going a bit on a reroute here is that Baron is going to be up. Multi-members trapped alone here. Meanwhile, Layla is going to get absolutely shredded by Vanquish here. Not much of a running spree when you don't have much of an escape pool to get away from that sneaky assassin. Multi-members going to take a lot of damage there, but one will still fall. And it does not look like any objective power in the pocket of LG right now.
Very unfortunate that nobody died in that situation from Kennesaw, because the damage from Brzezinski and Fresh was there, but just not quite enough. That's why I think there's still time for them to recover and escalate a little more, because that little damage that's missing, it's gonna arrive as soon as my apologies, as soon as those items get into their pockets. So I think that there's still time, but definitely, as you said, we got the advantage on the hands of Kennesaw right now. 5k gold, more than 5k gold lead for them. And it's starting to escalate a little more. And as well, we've got the Hextech gates. And we've seen Kennesaw using them and being so aggressive.
Oh, no, not again.
Vanquish is gonna do the same thing once again. And Layla is gonna have to burn an ulti.
You don't have the flash, the mastery 5 on poor Layla up there, who's on the run now, and it's, you keep getting caught out there. I think eventually you would try to place at least one ward down there, so you know what you're walking into. Fresh is going to be walking into a half health chunk of damage from a boomerang, and I think one shot alone. It's feeling rough for LG. They have a lot of damage, but they're walking in blind here. They have some good vision in places, but not where they need it. And Vanquish is looking in the backline for Fresh right now, dealing a lot of damage. They will take that one quickly, but it's going to take an ulti along with them. Aboyan waiting in the backline, trying to do some damage. He's going to get CC'd back and forth. Ulti will land flat. Zig's able to pick up 1 kill. Here comes Yabo into the mix, able to get that shutdown gold onto Vanquish. 800 gold in your back pocket's going to feel pretty good.
That's a huge.
Ooh, huge shutdown. They're going to keep going there. Quick old flash. They're able to get Aerof into that mixture as well. Aboyan nearly passing away to Kizno there. TP's coming in as well from So Young. They got to leave Yabo out to dry, who dove a little too head first, and they're going to back up on that one. And, I mean, good pressure from LG overall. It's a win for them as well, only losing at least one, actually 2 members there in the extended fight. But, I mean, they did well, and I think it stands well for them to at least pressure a little bit more. But 18 minutes and they're already on their base. It's not looking too good for them right now.
Yeah, it is not. But we also know that the bigger the push and earlier in the game, if those, especially the inhibitor, if those super minions arrive, it's guaranteed plus golden experience for the team corner in their base. And talking about corner,
Yeah, talking about cornered, Abayan left alone is gonna instead just walk back and accept fate, it seems. Don't know why you would walk directly back into the wall, trying to hop over the wall there as well. All fall flat, not gonna burn flash. And I mean, it's showing more that they have the reroutes here from Kennesaw. They want to end this match soon, only 19 minutes, and they're really doing some solid work overall. Have those bounties activated for LG, and it's feeling rough. Next Drake is up, first Hex Tech for the Soul, and Vanquish will be continuing to pressure down here on this tower as members are going to start looking for the Drake.
Yeah, and the pressure in regards to vision on the side of Kennesaw is all there. This bottom jungle, even the top jungle as well, the jungle of the side of the blue team, it's all vision from Kennesaw. They've got eyes everywhere. They can see everything. They can try to engage everywhere. So that's the difference, and that's what keeps happening. Vanquish just coming in and dealing so much damage to Layla. Them cornering Legion Gaming so fast and inside their own territory. It's very sad to see, but it's the type of pressure that Kennesaw has to have to finish this as early as they can, because they've got the lead right now and they know that the fastest they push, the fastest they win the semifinals. So they're putting in that work, but Legion Gaming is not letting them get away that easily. They're putting up a good fight. They're trying to clear that vision. They're trying to reconquer this jungle, the river, the objectives, and they're going for a big engage here on Jax, and ulti goes wide.
Yeah, Yaba will still get off a good amount of damage there as Fresh is trying to look around. Abiyan will catch off So Young, but the stun will still land. Kizno around the corner, now trapped inside the pit with Abiyan, but Abiyan's more or less trapped in the pit there with Kizno. A lot of solid damage. Ornhorn will get called. Knockups will not land as the stuns will land as well, and there's a really good turnaround here from Kennesaw as well as multiple members will fall. 2 and now make that almost 3. Shutdown actually from the background there from Brinsky, doing quite a bit of damage. Hunting down one cat who's going to dive headfirst into Fresh. Gonna save the other members there and risk their own life to try to wrap the one around. Rampage for Brinsky as well, who's starting to become more of their counterpart. Ziggs does so much tower damage, and look at this tower go away. That outer tower does not stand a chance today.
It doesn't. It just doesn't. It's so much damage, the explosions and the detonations on those turrets. But Vanquish is a little too deep inside this blue team's territory.
Yeah, I mean, smites will land out, but it's not blue smites, so no slows will happen. Abayan is trying to do some sort of damage, but just that damage component from Vanquish there is so much that stun will land in time to save Abayan's life. But Layla has not much of a leg to stand on. Will take a kill, but will it be enough? Trying to look for others there, trying to turn around. Fresh is able to pick that one up with a perfect stopwatch timing.
Great job.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade, but the members of Kennesaw will take that opportunity of 3 members alone in bot lane to start that one off. Ooh, Aerosov. Quite a bit of damage is forced to back off that one. You're losing a pretty big damage component overall as Yabo is waiting around the corner. They're going to back off this Baron. I mean, Brinsky's really
beautiful disengage. What is this?
Yeah, Brinsky's really starting to save the day here.
Wow. What a presence there to allow them contest a 1v4 Baron attempt. Very amazing. Great job by Brzezinski. Zoning them out. That's an incredible job that a Ziggs can do. Yabo gets the objective bounty in the middle lane, and they're starting to equal out. I know it's still a 5k gold lead for Kennesaw, but they're slowly but surely recovering that advantage. And if they can get this, specifically this Brzezinski, this Ziggs exploding people, that's exactly what they need. They get it together, and there's gonna be a lot of damage going on.
Yeah, Layla unfortunately caught on the wrong side of Vanquish's grappling hook here. Gonna be left alone and is gonna try to run away. We've seen this fight before. Burning Flash for some extra blood. Ornhorn will get called in, but is not able to land it as they're not in the way. There's the ulti. Nothing to block that shot from hitting. Vanquish will pick up Layla, kill in the bot lane. It's happened before quite a few times now. It's a bit rough to see poor Layla fall flat up there. And I mean, whenever Ornn is being played, like, they are able to run this one really well. They're able to wrap it around really solid for team fights, but when it comes to 1v1s, it's never in their favor. Kizno taking quite a bit of damage from Britsky, who keeps allowing for some solid disengage, and it looks like that will come to bite them. Solid flash to enjoy the ultis. So Young's actually going to fall flat and take quite a bit of damage from the bot lane. Duan's forced to back off here. Kizno trying to go for something there. Will take some more damage. E will go wide. These members of Kennesaw are trying to catch up to these solid damage members around the corner, and they're not finding them overall. They will find Fresh in the mix, though, who's going to drop at least a little bit of damage overall. Shutdown gold going on to Aerof. And unfortunately for Aboyan, you don't have much of a leg to stand on there. Vanquish is actually in the middle of the base right now, forcing off the last two members.
Oh
it
my
will take
God.
one down and has the damage to take down another. Layla's trying to do something, anything to stop this solid Akshan to take it down. And that was the beginning of the end. Full team ace as Akshan is in the base, able to take that one through. I don't know if we'll see a solid base push yet, as members are starting to force down that mid tower. Vanquish is left alone in the base, cleaning up their mess and forcing in this tower. You might see a pretty fast end to this match here if those timers aren't up fast enough. Fresh has the ulti and can do quite a bit of damage overall, but Vanquish is not really looking to let that happen. Stun will land and a lot of burn damage will take down this AEC mid laner. 750 gold in the back pocket there of the Ziggs, trying to take the Hextech portal out. They will not end up in your favor, but so much damage from Aerof is going to get some more shutdown gold there as well. Aerof is on a killing spree on the run. It's going to get out of that base pretty fast. All the towers are gone. Everything is away. Layla's going for something there, but shutdown for Aboyan will make that ulti obsolete, not needing it around that corner there. They're running down towards that Drake. Baron is up as well, but a lot of force from Kizno is going to be happening there. There comes Aboyan diving headfirst in the match and will take over that Drake. Say thank you for the leash. We'll take that and walk away. And it's a good turnaround here from LG. But I don't know if it will save them.
It really is. Well, they've got that base absolutely exposed. All three inhibitors are down. They got the balance with the two Drakes there. So two Drakes for both teams. So we're still a little far away from Soul Point. Baron is up, as you said. It's a lot of base exposed, and that gets too dangerous, especially with a TP on the hands of that Jax. And Vanquish is feeling ballsy, feeling...
Yeah, Vanquish is looking for some blood. Will not find Aboyan, who's able to get out of there with, well, no vision control at all. They just have a good, deep feeling, but unfortunately will be found out there by Vanquish, trying to do some damage. There has the extra help from Brzezinski. Ulti will drop, but it will not be enough. Vanquish will pick up that kill there. Quick and easy, taking a lot with her. Meanwhile, Su Young on the run, dealing some stun damage, is able to get a lot of health back there, as well as Layla's trying to pick up something. Baron will be taken as well, as we do not have the extra support to force this one away from Kennesaw too much there. Meanwhile, So Young and Layla on a bit of a duel here. It's slowly going in the favor of So Young, but they don't really want to take that gambit, so they're going to keep pushing the lane with Vanquish pushing top lane. The base is being converged on with 4 members left standing. Aboyan has about 10 seconds left on the clock, so we could see a major fight happen here in the base, and that might be towards the end of the game, and that might be what Kennesaw needs here to wrap this one up with a nice, neat bow.
Yeah, it's possibly, most likely, the last fight of the game.
A lot of pressure from Baron there. Layla's trying to hold off some members there, and the fight begins. Layla starts the charge on to not going to find any blood there, barely any damage, as well as they're going to take quite a bit of damage from these other members as well. A lot of solid pressure there. Trying to look for Vanquish, the deadliest member of this team, trying to take that one off the board so you don't have to deal with it. Meanwhile, Vanquish is dodging left, right, and center. Fresh is going to stopwatch to try to stay alive for at least a little bit longer. Is able to get the ulti drop off as well, but towers are falling and health bars are falling even faster. 2 members down, both towers down. Ladies and gentlemen, Kennesaw State is going to be going to the finals here.
What a game! Kennesaw guaranteeing the slot in the finals. That was incredible. That was honestly such a ruthless push from Kennesaw. This last game, I think it was incredible. Such a great performance overall. And Unfortunately, this is the end of the journey for Legion Gaming in the GG Leagues for now. But they also did an amazing job. And oh my god, what did you think, Cosmic?
I mean, it was quite the impressive matchup there. I mean, it wasn't around for match one as much, but I know what Legion Gaming does, and they were able to wrap that one up pretty nice with a bow. But Kennesaw just saw through it and started taking the lead into their own hands, pushing it all the way to a win. And I mean, while we've seen a lot of Legion Gaming here, especially on our streams, I it was a bit of a shame to see them fall. I think a lot of members on our streams do enjoy watching their gameplay, a lot of fans there as well. But I mean, Kennesaw had the wraparound, and they are more than worthy to go straight to the finals for Division A and try to win it all. Don't know who against just quite yet. We don't have those results on the board yet, but it might be a first versus second matchup there. We are not too certain just yet. But I mean, any other thoughts left here, Soph, before we close it out for the night?
Well, I think it's just congratulations to this amazing performance Kennesaw had all over the tournament, because so far, and kudos and congratulations for Legion Gaming as well. The only loss Kennesaw had thus far was against Legion Gaming. So, GG's for both teams. It's incredible having such high quality teams in our tournaments here with us. I'd like to shout out, of course, everybody in GG Leagues, our producer, Rose, and of course you, Cosmic, for being here with me tonight.
And well, thank you, Soph. But we are going to tune it out for the night, as next week we will be back with another best of 5 for finals here. I'm pretty sure everyone here needs some sleep, as they're going to be hyping up and getting ready for those exciting matchups there. We have some more exciting action for you of Overwatch semis actually coming up tomorrow, so that should be pretty fun to see here on the GG Leagues channel. Love to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors here to allow us to bring these exciting matches to you guys at home in the comfort of your own beds, as we are fighting off the end of winter and the beginning of spring here across these wonderful world and countries. And we'll give a lovely shout out to you guys at home too for sticking with us through thick and thin. We're coming up on our final matchup here for the winter season, and we'll be closing that one out pretty shortly. Love to give a big GG to both teams. Kennesaw, we'll love to see you here in the finals. Legion Gaming, you had quite an amazing run, but we'll be happy to see you show up next season as well. We're closing out for the night. You guys stay safe. Have a wonderful and comfortable night. We'll see you next week for our finals.